brain. Bad to the bone, bruise the furnace, pick up for days on days. And the great sound covers Boba Fett, that bad writing to slay. We are all damage of damage. We are all damage of damage. We are all damage. The qualified, we are prepared.
Welcome back to
Let's start again.
Deja vu.
I
all over again.
Welcome everyone. Special edition of the Qualified. Tonight we will have Mark Spears joining us tonight for his launch of Monsters and Werewolves. Tonight we have joesduelin, the captain of the ship, Styx boy, the cabin boy, and Dom Tober, the lowly mess hand.
Funny how that, because I know where I'm about and what I'm doing.
I hope everyone had an awesome Thanksgiving. It's a fun show tonight.
I don't want to see any more Thanksgiving food. I'm done.
I just had my second round of Thanksgiving food.
Throw it away.
I'm ready for more turkey.
I got leftovers, man. I made a whole big lasagna leftovers for next week.
Lasagna is not for Thanksgiving, buddy.
Yes, it is, man. Everybody,
lasagna's good at any time.
That's it, man. Especially Thanksgiving.
Do you make your own sauce or you buy it out the jar?
You know, listen, I can make my own sauce, but I buy it at the jar because I'm too fucking rich.
Is it at least Rayo's?
It's
ragu. It's ragu.
That's not ragu. Chef Boyardee. No.
Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee.
What is wrong with you tonight?
We got a fun show. We got a very fun show planned for you tonight. As Bruce mentioned, Mark Spears will be joining us a little bit later to talk about his launch of his Kickstarter today, Monster and the Wolf. It's off to quite an amazing start. So he'll be on to tell us all about the Kickstarter and everything going on in the Mark Spears universe. Other than that, we will be going through our regular stuff. Yeah, he should be. I'm thinking Mark should be popping in around 10, so we can say hi to the chat. Let's say hi to the chat. We don't have Jedi tonight, so we're not getting any world records. Sorry.
Right, we got GTK Comics first, second, and third. Tommy Longbox, happy Friday, nerds. Catch you on the other side. We got Terry Floyd, hashtag short pump.
Oh, Mark.
Ed LeBeau, hello, Bluebeards. Mama Bear, hello, boys.
Hello, Mama.
Turkey lasagna, what is that? Is that a thing?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
It's like saying Chicago style pizza is pizza.
That's a casserole, damn it, or a quiche.
As long as she's not putting poutine on top of that,
some curds.
Left over Zaggy. Jar is easier.
It's not hard to make sauce. It is not hard to make sauce.
You
can make sauce in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
When you're pressed for time and you're doing things, because some people had to work on Thanksgiving.
I work every day. Come on.
Oh, fuck. You don't work every day. You're home.
Go on. I got to come up with.
I got to go out
during the day.
Go to the crowds of people and deal with their shit and deal with my shit as well, too. So
I went out to Black Friday to the stores. It was so insane. People were like fighting for TVs, and I'm like, why are you fighting for 3-year-old TVs?
You can go get a 50-inch TV for like $250.
You can buy it online. Buy it online. Why even go to the store?
You don't have to go to the store anymore. But I like the interaction.
Man, I'll be punching people. I'll be hitting people in that. I can't deal with that shit, man.
Do you bring your Marco
starter kit? No good for everything.
We got Chucky Valdez. Hey, welcome.
What's up, Chucky?
Welcome, Chucky.
We have Ric Flair Crypto. Woo! Woo!
Woo!
And I can guess the ones you ordered, Terry.
Dave's Collection. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Gunslinger from 773H. Where's Mark? He'll be here soon.
Mark will be here around 10.
Cologne. Did I miss anybody? That's everyone. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I was trying to see Wicked this week. It's been sold out in my local theater and the most theaters in the 40-mile radius. which is
And our
ridiculous.
viewership has just gone down 10 people.
Hey, listen, you know, see,
Don't
Bruce
talk
talked
about Wiccan.
about that. But it was also mentioned that what's it? The lead, she said it's okay to sing in the movie theaters, disturbing other people from freaking watching the damn movie. No, it's not okay.
I think I think it'll be more fights. There's gonna be more fights in the theaters because of this.
What the theaters are telling people though is that come back on December 25th when we have the sing-along version.
Oh yeah.
I'll take
And Mariah Carey will be there. All she wants for Christmas. Yeah.
Right, yeah,
Hey,
okay.
hey, Tyson, what's going on?
Hey,
So,
Tyson.
I see Chucky Valdez saying a lot of Discord folks up in here. I'm guessing that's for Mark.
Good.
Yeah.
And we hope to have a good, fun discussion. Like I said, we're gonna walk through the Kickstarter tonight, explain what's out there, and let him go through everything that's there, and then we'll have a fun, open, spirited discussion with Mark about his process and the Kickstarter and the whole world of Kickstarter and his other successes outside of Kickstarter.
You know what, Absolute Geek? What makes us qualified? I have no friggin' idea, man.
Qualified. Well, nothing makes us qualified. It's play on a damaged book. So
yeah, I'm the only one that's not damaged on
And
this.
we qualify for that.
Well, please, you're the worst. You're the dumbest twice time over, man. Come on, man.
And you want to know you want to know what makes us qualified to talk to Mark tonight, because some of us were very early to the Mark Spears train.
Don't.
Ooh.
Yep.
Wow.
Very early.
So
Just saying. You know.
Yes.
Joe has been spot on.
We're not on a bandwagon. We've
Joe has
been
been
on that train long before it was
look, to be
popular.
totally
We
honest,
put the
man.
tires on that wagon.
You know, I read 1 and 2. It took a while.
He read a comic book. It only
Yes.
took him 2 weeks.
Yes. Not one comic, but 2 comics.
Ooh.
And I'm telling you, that the book is fire, man. I can honestly say that I'm hooked. I can't wait for the next issue. And it's just the story and artwork is phenomenal. I can honestly say that.
Yeah, well, your graduating class of PS 120 will be very proud.
I bet they would, right? That's my essay for the.
I sold like 7 Bridezilla covers 2 weeks out. Nice.
Nice, man.
All I have to say is 1C and 1D. It's all about the D's. All about the D's.
That's Joe's book. Double D's, baby.
Like them heavy. I like them top heavy.
Hey, did you see the Thanksgiving post that sent you guys in the qualified? Did you see that?
What's
Yeah,
that
tomorrow.
Thanksgiving post?
Yes. I know you never look at my damn post.
Nobody looks at your post. Come on.
I sent it for Joe. Come on.
Did you at Joe, or you just put it in the chat?
I put in the chat, and
okay.
if Joe would have seen it, he would have probably been turkey dinner.
I saw him. I was going through him. I was on the road yesterday, so I was in and
He
out.
was seeing the song "Turkey for Me, Turkey for You," turkey in a big brown shoe. Come on.
Joe is going from one bunker to the next.
My Bridezilla is at CJC. I should get them back in early 2025 sometime. With their 48-day waiting period, or whatever it is now.
We shall see.
148.
Pump and dump those books, baby.
Oh, jeez. We do not condone pumping and dumping on this channel. Do not listen to Tom.
I hear PGX only has a 15-day waiting period, so you should have gone there.
Let's get through our
Hey,
questionable
AGX has
list
a
of
1 day.
OLI tonight. Let's get into this. So
Should I honestly say one thing? All the covers that Mark Spears put out for those monster books, you could fill up a long box already. You could have a whole long box full. That's how many damn fucking ones, man.
There's a lot of good
Holy
covers.
shit, but they're fucking nice.
They're-
Every one of them.
They're all good covers.
All the homage covers, man. That's freaking awesome.
All right, let's get to the show, because Dom will never
Okay.
shut up over here.
Okay.
That's fine. I just want to get through this list because it's a list.
Yeah, outside looking in. These are the books that were not hot enough to make the CBSI Hot 10. First book up on the list is Something is Killing the Children Zero, the Dan Mora chainsaw variant. There are a couple of sales selling around $75. It was a high of over 100. I guess people missed out on this cover.
I mean, there were a lot of zero covers, but
Well,
There were a
when
lot of covers.
this cover came out, when this cover was like a regular issue book. It wasn't like a 1 in 25.
It wasn't an incentive.
No, it wasn't an incentive. No.
I don't believe so.
Wow.
there
It just
were,
came
there,
out.
were,
incentive with it.
there were a lot of covers.
There were a lot of covers for this.
for
But
this.
why is this one?
It's a good book. I mean, there's
I'm assuming myself that it was under ordered for this cover.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
I think that's why it's here. So there's one with her, Dan Moore did with her holding an arrow, and there's another one with a pickaxe or something?
I like it. This is a pretty
The cow cover is better.
Yeah.
I liked them all, but I like the book as well, and I'm a big fan of the series. But it's nice. I mean, it's nice to see somebody else having a hot Something Is Killing the Children cover recently, because mostly it's all Jenny Frison covers, and then some other ones interspersed here and there. But and it's nice to see. I like Dan Moore a lot. I like to see him getting work. He's just a quality workaday comic guy. He just bangs out quality shit, covers and interiors on a regular basis. And
Dan Moore
to
has
give him
been,
some props.
like Joe said, has been very consistent. His artwork has always been phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So yeah, that's this will probably be one of the few books that I am a fan of. Yeah. We'll take whatever slings and arrows you throw, but thanks for the $2, Brian.
Well, monetize the hate. Next up, we got Mighty Mouse #1. Half dozen sales, only a few bucks. CGC 9.8 sold for $75. This is with the news that Ryan Reynolds will be part of the Mighty Mouse project that's being in the works right about now.
Here I come to save the day. That means that Mighty Mouse is on his way.
I guess this is the cheapest, most accessible thing to get.
Yeah,
out of the gate. That's
the
recognizable.
Delvins
because-
are still
Because
plenty though.
well, I mean, it goes back even before. Mighty Mouse has been around since the 40s.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people
Imperial
talking
Comics,
about the what was it, the IDW of Mighty Mouse #1 that was done by Alex Ross, the Virgin.
Yeah.
Oh.
The one in 50.
You're not late, Hoardings. Mark will be here around 10.
Hey, listen,
The Ralph Bashki series, the cartoon,
yes,
back in the 80s was fantastic.
that was the guys who did Ren and Snippy, right? The Ren and Snippy, because there was the version that clip that people had that Mighty Mouse was sniffing some kind of substance.
Oh, jeez. Jeez. Once you go there.
Try and find that. That's actually that actually is something. Go on Mighty Mouse sniff substance and you'll see it.
Here on Renovision, we do not condone the sniffing of stuff.
A white substance.
If you're a consenting adult, whatever the fuck you want.
Mighty Mouse was my jam when I was a little one. Cosmic one. Hey, Cosmic.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what? Who should make a damn book? They should get They should get the friggin' rights to this cartoon. Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. I want to see comic books on that.
That was a great.
Yes, it was.
It was.
It was. It was cool. It was based. Come on. Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. You had the frog. I'm the frog. Yeah, the frog. Yeah.
Yeah, over here, the frog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on from Dom and his frog and his white substances. We have Wonder Woman #19. First appearance of modern Cersei, I guess, and Cersei will be in Creature Commandos and larger role in DC Universe is planned. This is a great bondage cover.
Never knock a bondage cover.
Never knock a bondage, especially
And
when
it's
to
a great
Woman.
George Perez cover as well.
Oh yeah.
Will Margo show up as well because we know he likes to crash interviews? There's no point. There's no
probably sleeping one off somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, you should be happy. His Lions won again, so you should be happy.
Almost just because
I know
the Bears
Chicago
Trash.
stupidity.
They had to fire their coach after
Wow.
the game.
I actually watched that game. I was surprised.
Did
that,
they? Because they should have.
they dropped the ball just like they could have won that game. The Bears could have won that game.
No, they could have tied it.
Well, they could have tied
They
it.
won it.
They-
They could have
Yeah,
tied it.
I had faith they would have tied and won.
I had Chicago.
I don't have faith they would have tied and won. But I have faith they could have tied.
13,
Had they
with
managed the
13
clock.
points. 13 points. You couldn't take Detroit over Chicago with 13 points. You had to take Chicago.
Oh no! Now, if we're talking the spread, that's a whole nother story.
Don't listen to Bruce.
Dom,
He
it's
doesn't
all
know
about
anything
the
about.
spread.
He doesn't know anything about football, right,
Random,
Bruce?
baby.
All right, what's up next?
So we have Amazing Spider-Man 546. There are Mr. Negative rumors. Mr. Negative will be in Spider-Man 4. And a tentative title may be for Amazing Spider-Man 4. Well, Spider-Man 4 will be Brand New Day. So people are speculating that this is the book to buy.
Is it a coincidence that the director of Shang-Chi is going to introduce Mr. Negative in the Spidey methods? And I like Mr. Negative. I think it's a cool character. I hope I have this book. I have a couple of copies of this book. And I also have, he actually appeared in the free comic book. It was a free comic, Spider-Man comic, his first appearance. So we'll see.
So are you talking about the Amazing Fantasy?
No, no, that was Amadeus Cho, who's actually
that's Amadeus Cho.
In
They're kind of similar names.
yeah, but
Cho.
Mr. Negative's first appearance was in the free Amazing Spider-Man comic that was given out one of the free comic book day.
I mean, if nothing else, this will give Aunt May a love interest.
Yeah. You know what? I like Mr. Negative because he's like the crime boss type of thing. You know, he's with the, he's the street level character. I like that. You know, I want more street level characters.
Yeah, street levels never appealed to me, really.
Now, that's what made me love Spider-Man, because he was such a street level character. You know, the whole cosmic thing. Go figure. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I don't like the cosmic stuff in Marvel. I like more of the street level stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, when your character is based in an actual setting like Manhattan, cosmic doesn't exactly fit into the realm of Manhattan. So I get it.
Yep. And the final book on the OLI is Batman 492. There is a rumored Nightfall animated projects in the works. It will be a trilogy, if this is to believe. No. So this book is to be looked at if you're into Nightfall.
I think it was a 3-story arc. It's going to be 3 episodes, animated style.
Yeah, 3 animated movies.
Yep.
Was it
if
Nightfall,
it's to believe.
Night's End, and then
Night Quest.
Night Quest. Yeah.
The Bird City Marksville exclusive sold out in seconds.
Yes. Quicker than someone. Let me shut up.
I got the werewolf one from them. I just picked that up. I must have got the last one because then it was gone on this.
Yeah.
Yes, we are all East Coast guys.
Well, we are now. Jedi isn't with us tonight. He comes from Hawaii, so.
Hey, Kyle, the brains behind SNS, the true talent of SNS is here.
You don't have to even give us a super chat, Kyle. We'll post it anyway.
Your money's not good here, Kyle.
Not good in many places.
So, if you're interested in what Pete has to say about these books and his write-ups, head over to cbsi.com. You can also check out the Hot 10 list if you missed it. And over to you, Joe. What do you have? What are you up to?
Let's do some quick pickups here.
Can I do a pickup? I have one thing really quick.
Sure, you can go first. There you go. What do you got?
I just got the Chrome cover, Cobra Commander, G.I. Joe.
Bermejo.
Yes. That was the best cover.
I know, exactly. Love Cobra Commander. So that's it. I also got a couple of monsters that should be coming probably within the next week or so. So we'll see. That's it.
Styx, say anything?
I only got one thing, and that's it's too bad the Jedi's not here. I picked up another Mudman.
Jesus Christ. How many
Nice.
months?
How many do you have now? Like
Me and
20,
Dr.
30?
Mud, man.
I'm gonna be moving all these. I gotta put them in a new spot because I got
How
those.
many can you fit those in the sun can't shine, man? Come on, man.
I got 11 in one of those, like a short box
Uh,
or a long box, and then I've been getting those black stands. So I got one more came today. I haven't unwrapped it yet, and I got another one coming. I have them all on the stands.
Nice.
Hey,
behind you over here.
you're on here, so it's okay. You're here. We see you.
hey, Brian. You know what?
All right, I'll go. I had to see this cover for myself in person. The West Coast Avengers foil. And it's a cover. It is a cover.
I've seen people that really liked it. It's definitely not my favorite hues.
It's a cover. That's all I have
love
to say.
Firestar. I want a little more. She's a little stiff there.
I don't know. It looks like her face was superimposed on the body or something.
I'm sure the foiling doesn't help that much.
Yeah, it doesn't help that much.
You know,
Actually
it's just the lighting too.
It actually takes away from the cover, actually, whatever little there is.
But you got your first appearance of Blue Bolt.
Blue Bolt, a convicted criminal that's been let out of jail.
Wait,
Turn his life around.
Fresh from the Blue Oyster Bar.
Wait, Blue Bolts? That's the name of the guy?
Jedi chaperoning a prom. No, he's not. He's having a luau right now, roasting a pig on the
His
beach.
kid's in town, so he's doing some family stuff.
Gatchaman 5, the green, to complete the set, the connecting covers.
Nice.
Yeah. I couldn't pick up one foil, not pick up another foil. Justice League Unlimited, little foil action.
Nice. Little reminder: Kyle will be doing the
Renovision.
first annual Renovision Awards on December 28th, hosted by Bruce. Apparently,
Man, Bruce.
Oh yeah. I'll be hosting.
I don't know if Bruce knew that.
The first annual Renovision Awards. I got my my tie and suit ready to go. Really a tuxedo. Really a tuxedo shirt.
There we go.
Nightwing 120, the McFarlane toy variant.
Oh,
I think everyone has their favorite Hughes run. His Wonder Woman was fantastic. A lot of people love his Catwoman run as well.
The Kyle Power Girl.
That's nice.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with the call. That's a good to call.
Brave and the Bold 19. More McFarlane goodness.
1966.
That's an action figure.
Yeah, they just
Action figure. At least that one looks like an action figure. That one that they had last week did not look.
Speaking about Batman 1966.
What about it?
Came up with the Bat-Tusi.
There we go.
The Bat-Tusi.
The Bat-Tusi.
Detective Comics 1091.
Yeah, man, what are you dying over there? Come on, man.
I think so. Superman 20, the Panosian.
That's actually a nice cover.
Yeah, man has been killing it this year.
Yeah, Panosian's work has been stellar.
Very little I can look at him and say, "No, I'm going to pass on that. He can do no wrong for me this year."
Absolute Wonder Woman 2.
Are those books
Joel Jones.
Are those books coming out weekly? Those Ultimate books?
No, they're not weekly. They're monthly.
No.
I think it seems like the months are going by that quick.
Well, no, they've staggered.
They've staggered
between
them.
Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, so you're getting
Second printing of number 1 of the Carl foil. Could have been more shiny.
Tyson, the true rep of New York.
There you go, Tyson.
The Stephanie Hans, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the Hans is pretty. I like the Hans.
Yeah, very pretty. I don't know if I showed this, but the foil monsters.
So that's nice. I got the regular 500, limit to 500.
The metal was nowhere to be found of that. The exclusive cover, the bride reading her own comic.
green on there.
Yeah,
lot
it's a
of
short
green.
book.
The Batman homage.
See, I like that one.
Although I thought it would have been funnier if he left that part of the moon uncolored. That would have been a funny
Like the original.
little insider.
And some random pickups. Batman, Brave and the Bold. What is this? 84. Batman and Sergeant Rock.
I gotta start
I like-
digging through and pulling out
I like this
some of my
cover a lot.
Sergeant Rock books.
Little
Little
Neil
Sergeant
Adams
Rock news
goodness.
today.
You got them Daniel Craigish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's interesting. I
Little
like
Betty Page.
There you go, Joe. Betty
it.
And
Stevens?
my Amazon
I love
find of the week.
Stevens and Page.
Amazon find of the week. Spider-Man #1, the Poland variant. $20 on Amazon.
Bullshit moly.
Well, everybody's playing anywhere upwards of
Yeah, that
$50 to $100 each.
Hmm.
What do you got, Joe?
Let's see. So I had funded a Kickstarter with Black Mask a long time ago. I guess
How long?
close to probably about a year. And it was for a banned version of Godkiller, which I'm a big fan of. And then they had a bunch of add-ons for a lot of back issues and things like that. So picked up a handful of things where I got some duplicates and some fillers. So we'll start out tame and work our way up.
Much like that.
Make sure that I remove the ones that I can't show.
Yeah, exactly. Grab the ones that
But I'm a sucker for Jasmine Darnell, so a lot of the covers in here are Jasmine Darnell stuff.
I like that cover. Her eyes.
Again, I'm a sucker for Jasmine Darnell any day of the week. I love her stuff.
It's a nice cover.
Yeah.
Very positive.
How many covers does that have?
The way that Black Mask puts out books, God only knows. A little Dusky Loveless cover. She doesn't put out many covers, and I love Dusky Loveless. A little triple set of Maria Lovett. When you look at them at first, you're like, oh, is that all the same cover? But no, it's across 3 separate titles of God Killer. So you got Yope, and Yope. So you see them before I take them out of the polypacks.
Nice.
It's the safe one.
Now,
All I can say is I could tell that Joe had a lot of cheesecake for Thanksgiving.
this ain't cheesecake. This is quality.
He had a lot of attitude on his mind.
Quality erotica.
Quality erotica.
Yes.
Never forget.
Well, it used to be called smut.
That's Shakespeare, baby.
Smut for you younger guys. It was called smut.
That did come in the mail.
More monsters?
So
Nice.
yeah, the green one. So that's what I got. So
That's it? Man.
that's it. Yeah, I didn't have much coming in this.
We
week.
don't have a lot of smut with Jedi. He's not here, so usually it's
No, that was
The percentage of smut goes up when Jedi's here.
I know, right? Well, actually, Joe corrupted Jedi with the smut.
Yeah, I think-
He was just an innocent man with Star Wars book. Now he's past that.
you know,
he went from C3PO covers to saucy things there.
He went from C3PO covers to
Closer,
poopy covers.
closer to the
There you
camera.
go.
Oh, I need that closer.
Closer to the camera.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Did that scratch and
That
sniff?
was winter.
Yes.
Not
It smells like cherry blossoms.
Exactly.
What do you got next up, Joe?
Let's do a little comic now and later. Show what's out there this week. As Bruce had.
Well, I like that darkness cover.
The
That's the
Decal,
That
yeah, the
dark-
Decal cardstock Power Girl it's just really good. I mean, I normally like Decal, but it's a very nice cover. That Pablo Rivera, the cover for Hello Darkness, is just a gorgeous cover. Pablo Rivera, another one who's been killing it this year with these Hello Darkness covers. To be able
You
to
showed
pick
that one
up
time
A
before.
covers and some of the best quality. Oh, I had this a handful, probably a couple
Yeah.
months ago back. But since it's out this week, I figured I'd highlight it again because it is winter. This series has the covers in this series have been fantastic. The reads have been fun too. I like anthology books. And like I said, we've been getting great Frizen. There's some Lotte, Pablo Rivera, just a ton of great covers in this series across the board. But to be able to snag really great A covers and B covers and just any open order covers is really sweet for a series. And expanding on the Execution Posse Holdings universe, the Stitches came out this week, so you can add that to your Night of the Cadillacs and your Lipstick Clickers. And now you have the Stitches, and you'll have Papa Duke out soon. So there's a handful of, and Killtown, of course, as well. So you have all of these books building this interesting universe, which is now being released by KeenSpot. Originally, these series were supposed to come out from Scout. I don't know what happened there, but it made a handful of delays. And then, now it's in KeenSpot.
KeenSpot has been doing really well with the series and getting their stuff out on time. You know, yeah, I like that. I like that consistent.
Yeah, and like I said, this Naomi Griffin cover is fantastic, but all the Todd Skull work that he's been doing across the series have been killer titles. KeenSpot seems to be big on the holoflip covers. So if you've been buying Monsters, you've seen the holoflip covers.
Yeah, those are nice.
A lot of these Ex-Posse Holdings books also have the holoflip covers as well. So you're getting 2 covers, which is kind of nice. So, you know, if you don't want to shell out for 2 books and just want to shell out a little extra and get the holoflip, get 2 covers, it's nice to do as well.
I agree. Scout Comics, you know, their comics get delayed a lot.
Scout had some issues with Lunar and some other things. So I don't know. I mean, for a while, all we could do is talk every week about some Scout project that was being optioned and then going into option hell forever. But I haven't heard much from Scout lately. But KeenSpot's putting out some good stuff. Like I said, some quality, interesting universes. I mean, Monsters in and of itself is a universe, and that can go many different ways. There's a lot of threads in that book in terms of a lot of different storylines. This whole universe with multiple books going across and some really amazing art. It's fun stuff. Let's see. Also this week, one of my favorites, Steve Mannion, released Fearless Dawn the Bomb #4. This is the B cover. There's also a great sketch cover. There's a handful of great covers. I can't help myself but buy anything that Steve Mannion does. I just love his work. And it's always enjoyable. You can frequently get these books and buy them signed as well for almost pretty close to the same price. Which is kind of a nice feature as well. A lot of places like Tifa and stuff like that, they'll sell the signed copies. I'm sure. I don't know if Midtown does, but Midtown always sells signed stuff. But the signed copies are pretty reasonable as well. That was a fun J. Scott Campbell. The Storm #1 second print, the 1 in 25. Got a fun little disco storm. I kind of dug the outfits everyone was wearing in the background. Black Panther. I've never seen Black Panther wear a hat, so that was kind of interesting. And Iron Man's wearing a leisure suit, which kind of makes Iron Man half interesting, which is more than the 0 interesting he was before that. So
wait, has Iron Man ever been interesting?
No, that's why I said.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
So now
I thought maybe he did something interesting or something.
Between Storm and Scarlet Witch there in the background, this is a good book.
It's good stuff. And Chuma Hill had a cover on Void Rivals as well. The B cover. If for all you Chuma Hill fans out there, I like collecting his work.
And listen, don't be slipping on Void Rivals. It's a good book. It's a good book.
Yeah, everyone keeps forgetting. Between the 8 million covers of G.I. Joe and Transformers still doing well. People keep forgetting about
definitely. It's all part of the Energon universe. It's all connecting. So, get it?
Yep.
It's been interesting. I'll say
and looking into the future, I had to bring you a little bit of cake. Joe
Even I like this cake.
Joe Picar has a great cover on Private Dance down south.
All that cake needs a little whipped cream on top over there.
So
son.
can hop on Kickstarter and
Don't get ahead of yourself, Dom.
check out Pat Shan's stuff. Private Dance Down South through the Cheeky imprint. Great JP cover, and of course there's variations of that cover. If you like variations,
Can't imagine what you mean by that.
If Jedi was here, he would tell you.
Anywhere between
I know.
the nudity cover, a non-nudity cover.
We call it art here, Dom. It's art.
Okay. It's poetry in motion. That's it.
It's not moving, Dom. It's not motion.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It belongs in a museum.
Guess what? Let me tell you something. Things in your
canvas.
pants are moving. That's why it's called poetry in motion.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't with you.
yeah, hold on one second.
And a Savage Land friggin'
That
Steven
plat
Pye.
is good.
That is good.
That's a good plat.
Yeah, I had to put. I like the 90s boy in me loves Platt. So it's hard not to want to put a Platt cover up there. And there's not 5,000 pieces of cross hatching and stuff all over it as well. So
Well, listen, he has definitely changed his artwork since he did the Moon Knight books, and the Prophet. He did Prophet too, right? The covers of Prophet. Some of the books back in Image Comics.
yeah, and I also had to throw in the that Hello Darkness number 8. It's a C cover. It's not an incentive cover. And that's just a goddamn badass cover. Plain and simple. There's nothing not badass about that.
If you like evil, there you
The
go.
man, the legend, has
Yes,
arrived.
he's here.
The king of
He's
Kickstarter.
here.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Let's see.
Oh,
Doing
Welcome.
good.
Not too bad. We're wrapping up our little comic now and later of some things that are coming in the coming weeks that at least catch my eye.
I was wanting to hop on at 8:30 and watch this because I watch you guys. And I had some problems with Kickstarter bugs, and I had to go and mess with that stuff. But Bruce of Fire, the King, I love his selection of books every week because a lot of them are mine. So,
He's not biased at all.
As you noticed, I've been a fan of yours for a while, ever since that Lobo cover.
I tell you, man, it just I'm sitting there watching in the living room one night, and he's saying, "Hey, look at this! I got this," and he's pulled another one, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh man, what else has he got?" And I'm so excited.
Like I said early on, we're not bandwagon. Back in July, we were Spotlight Monsters.
I appreciate it.
It's good stuff.
Man.
It's definitely good stuff.
That's
So I
great.
think
Thank you.
our last slide here for coming up in the future. Mothra, Queen of the Monsters 1, the Simple Canby variant.
the twin on
Campbell
there.
variant. That's why I had to put it. You know my love of the Mothra twins,
Yes,
Yes.
you did.
and I had to throw that up there. Also, the Seasons #1, a new series coming. This is the 125 Kent Williams variant. This is a new Rick Remender series. I'm just a big fan of anything Rick Remender puts out.
Okay.
So looks interesting. Fun story about 4 sisters. So
Who publishes that? I can't see a thing on it.
I think it's through that giant robot or whatever Rick Remender's imprint that he has. I forget whether that's
Kid
whether
Robot?
it's through Image or I forget what major publisher he goes through, but I think it's through his secondary imprint on that label. But 125s, they like to go as minimal as possible with their trade dress. But it was a good cover as well. And last but not least, speaking of Kickstarters, there's a heavy metal Kickstarter out there for all you heavy metal fans. And I probably could have just filled all of the future books with some of the heavy metal covers. But I had to throw up the Stan Quintana one. It was a pretty badass cover. One of the nice other parts of that Kickstarter is they have back issues for add-ons as well. So if you're a heavy metal fan and maybe there's some back issues you were looking for, within that Kickstarter, there you can add on some of those older heavy metal issues, and I know I added on the Milo Manara cover.
I used to have
myself.
a long run. I used to have a nice long run of this heavy metals back in the day. You know,
I thought you were going to say you used to have a long one when you used to read heavy metal, but
cartoon, you know, after watching the heavy metal cartoon, you know.
yeah.
And that's going to be like magazine size, right? They're not making that into like comic size.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it'll be magazine size, which again now I have to find additional space for. I have more magazines now. Now the Penthouse put out Penthouse Comics again. I'm screwed.
Heavy metal. The world is fine now. World's a better place, you know.
And then they started releasing all these again.
Oh man.
And,
that cover.
and I'm like, I'm sorry, if you're going to put Frazetta on the cover of a magazine, I don't care if it's a reprint of art that's been out before. It's Frazetta on the cover of a magazine. I'm going to buy it. I'm a sucker like that. So,
Mhm.
All right. Well, Mark, since we got you here, let's just hop right into it.
Right.
Today was a big day. Today was a pretty big day. I'm sure you've been busy for the past multiple weeks.
Oh yeah.
Working on this.
That was well, okay. So last year when I did a Kickstarter, I started. I knew I was going to do it and everything. I had been saving it for it. Around October 1st, I knew I was going to do it on Black Friday, so I had about 2 months, and I started doing alternate covers, variant covers, and stuff. So I had 2 months, and I was getting no work at that time either. Right? No other comic company was giving me any work, so I had 2 months to basically work on the Kickstarter. This time around, I knew I was going to do it on that date, but just so happens, and I'm like, okay, I got about 3 weeks free. I can do this and that. And then there comes DC calling, and then there comes another company calling. And I'm like, oh, man.
It's not a bad problem to have, though.
No, it's not. And you don't want to say, no, I'm busy. So I was sitting there thinking,
eat your Superman. Who could?
I was thinking though I might not be able to do the Kickstarter, so I was debating. Oh man, maybe I should just not do it. Or delay it for a few months or something. But I fought through it, got it done enough to where I said, okay, because I also didn't want to put something out there that I wasn't happy with, and like the quality wasn't good. So I thought. But dude, I had all the artwork and stuff done up until a point where like there's actually around 50 pages done, and all the covers of course are done. But I got to a point where I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for Kickstarter now. And I had to go and write everything up, do all the graphics for Kickstarter.
You had to do all the administrative work.
I was doing that on Thanksgiving morning. So that's where, and then today I messed up. I didn't know that you can unlimited books, so everything's limited this time because I knew I wasn't going to have a big print run. I have one of the issues. It's a werewolf cover that I inked, and it was 50. Well, I had went in there and I was playing around with it just about an hour ago, and I was like, because you have to pull. The Kickstarter doesn't have it set up where you pull from the same pool of quantity. So on my rewards list, I only had 5 of the werewolves. And on the add-ons was the rest of them. Well, the 5 sold out. People were like, oh, it's sold out. And I'm like, no, it's on the add-ons. So I went and I was going to take down 3 from the add-ons and put them on the rewards. When I added the 3 to rewards, make it 8 with only 3 really being available, you couldn't decrease the add-ons. Right?
Oh.
So I had to debate, like I wrote Kickstarter, of course they're not writing back. So I said, okay, I guess there's 53 of these that'll exist. And I had to go.
So you know who I am? I'm Mark Goddamn Spears.
Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone.
Yeah, man. But so that's what I had to deal with. But other than that, it's went really smooth. Honestly,
Yeah, dude.
I did not know it would get funded. I had debated on how much to charge, right, of what I needed to actually complete it. And the reason I went with 30,000, right, because, it seems like a lot. But once you talk about what Kickstarter gets, right, around 10%, 5% with the 5% credit cards, then you talk about the printing, which would be getting close to about 10,000. and
Especially
then
since
you
they're all
talk about
limited.
shipping.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting there thinking, okay, and then I have to sit there and either me myself do it, which I did this year, or get someone else to do all the shipping and everything, which there's going to be probably 300. This time it might be a lot more than that. So I was like, I don't even want to mess with it unless I can make around $10,000, in profit on it. Because that's a lot of work left ahead, not even what I've already done. And we hit 30,000. Let's say we hit 21,000 in 56 minutes, which that broke last year's one-day record. And then I was like, wow. And just a few hours after that, because I took a break, I was like, I'm not doing any comic book stuff. I'm going to go in there and watch TV. I come back, and we had already hit 30,000. And
I woke up a little late this morning. Got a little logy from being a fat ass yesterday. And I woke up, I hopped on. I was like, oh, yeah, it launches. I'll go in and pick what I want. And I was like, oh, damn. It was moving and grooving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really shocked. I knew Monsters is doing well right now, but I thought, the economy, things like that, I didn't know how well it'd do. I also grouped in bundles just so I wouldn't have so many reward tiers and add-on tiers. So I have it where you have to buy 2 of the normal books.
I was going to ask about that, whether that was a planned strategy.
No, it was.
I thought it would be easier for the printer because it's like, okay, well, I know I'll need the same amount of these. Covers.
But it actually came about because when I was doing this Thanksgiving morning, I was like, I didn't want to do all those covers. I was going to cut the covers down because I had asked Peter, Marco, and those guys. I was like, man, I had 40 covers to start with.
Oh,
and
wow.
I said, I got to cut down these covers to about 15. And then the people I would show them to, I got it down to about 25. And then they would get mad because then if you're like, okay, I'm going to take away these 3, the other guy, you can't ask people because the other guy, well, that's my 3 favorite. And then I'm like, okay, well, how about these 3? And then another guy, no, Mark, that's my 3 favorite. So I'm like, okay, I said, what I'll do is I'll do 27, but I'll group them like that to where it won't take up so much room for add-ons and rewards because it'll just be too much.
It would have been tier after tier.
It's just too much. So that worked out. And I said, and again, I was sitting there going, now this could hurt really bad. And people go, no, I'm not buying both. I don't want to do that, but I hadn't really had that much problems with it. I had 1 or 2 people mention it. That's it. So
yeah, that was one of my questions was around the strategy of releasing the whole miniseries at once versus issue at a time, or
I did it also in the last year. I released them all at one time as well, all 8. And this time I'm going to release all 3 at one time. Let you read it, get all the covers you got. And then Ken Spot and me have already worked out a deal. It would be published in stores. I don't know if the same covers or not, probably be different or maybe changed up some. Yep. And so I was sitting there thinking, okay, if we do that, I want to have a long difference. I don't want to be putting it out to the Kickstarter and all of a sudden it's in retail. That kind of happened this year and I didn't like that. So
that overlaps.
Yeah, I don't like an overlap. There's a reason you got the Kickstarter is you're trying to get this, from the ground up, and I want you to get something that you can value months and months ahead of like a retail edition or something. Yeah. Another thing that happened along the way, it was supposed to be 4 issues, and I got to it was this week, and I was sitting there debating. I said, okay, can I condense the story down enough to make it 3 issues? Because I can always go more pages per issue, right? I can go 30 pages per issue, still get in 4 issues worth. Yeah. But I was sitting there because I'm going to be doing Spawn 77 and I'm writing it now. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was plotting out Spawn 77 and I'm sitting there thinking, well, I got to have all that time to do that. So it would just make it easier if it was 3 issues. And even though if some issues are 35 pages and some of them are 22, it'd be just easier that way. So I made it down to 3 because I thought, okay, that's probably going to not make me as much money. The more issues you have, the better it would be. But I said, it's better for me mentally to just do 3. And it did well anyways. So,
and for everyone watching, This is a prequel series to Monsters, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about, so what it's about.
I'll let you get into the story there.
Yeah, that's perfect. So basically, the reason I did this was because I was like, well, I have this great idea I wanted to do for Frankenstein's Monsters Origin, and I was like, if I tell that in flashbacks, I don't know when I would get to that in Monsters, because right now I'm on a certain journey and I know where I'm going, and I don't have the time to focus on the Frankenstein's monster. So I was sitting there going, at first I was like, what if I did a one shot just of, it could be called Frankenstein something. And, but then I was like, oh, but man, and then I come up with an idea of how to frame the story where with flashbacks and then what's going on right now. So basically this starts about 3 months or so before the events of Monsters 1. And we're going to have flashbacks of what's happened with Dr. Frankenstein. It has Dracula's in it, but he's not referred to as Dracula. He's pretending to be someone else. So that's got him involved in it. It's so you'll also know more about the werewolf Clint. More about his story. So it ties into Monsters great. My vision is if you've got 1 through 8 of Monsters and you have this, it's almost like this is just negative 1, 0, no, -2, -1 and 0. It's almost like that.
Like a companion piece to the series.
It is. It's a prelude to it, because you don't need to have this information to enjoy Monsters, but it would explain so much more to you when you're like, well, why does this character do this in Monsters? I don't understand why he's that way, but does it really matter to you? Well, this actually would tell you why that's happening, why he acts that way. So I thought it gelled well together, and it was a neat concept of how I could frame it, and I could spend more time on those kind of characters, because in the Monsters, again, it's set on a certain focus point. It's going that way, so I couldn't really deviate as much, and this gave me an opportunity to do that. And Mad Hatter's in it pretty good, because Mad Hatter does show up in Monsters in like issue 7 or 8. But you don't get an explanation of a lot of things, so this actually explains why.
Good whole
yeah.
gap one. Yeah.
Yep.
Backstory.
Hey, Mark, quick question.
Yep.
I really like the Slayer.
Monster Slayer.
No secrets. No secrets.
I like that character. Knowing that the fact you're doing this, are we going to eventually maybe get a spin-off book of just that character alone? Because
in my dream.
Yeah. Because
I would love to do that. There's a lot more Slayer out there now. I do consider Monsters, though, very much Slayer's story. In the end, I don't want to give much away of who else's story it is, but it's a 2-person story in Monsters, and I kind of focus on them guys. Now, there's a lot of Slayer's backstory that I would like to share, but again, he's a character like Wolverine in the 80s, where if you share too much, it ruins it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there is some things I would like to tell you to make you think more, like, ooh, because right now, even if you read all 8, you don't know, is this the same Slayer that was alive in the 18th century or whatever it was, the 1898? I can't remember what year it was.
96, I believe.
Yeah, is it the same one? Is that the one that buried Dracula? Is this his son? Is it someone else? Is it
Bruce,
Could be a lineage. Yeah.
right? It could be like the Phantom, where it's a new one each. So
yeah,
there's a lot of theories out there. I'm not giving it away. So there's that, or maybe this guy's really, really old and we just don't see what's under his mask. So there's a lot of things like that I want to explore. But yeah, Slayer to me is, if you had to look at the book, it's I would say it's 80% his book. Monsters is. I wouldn't mind going off on something like this maybe in the future, where it's Slayer one shots or Slayer miniseries, to let you even see other stories, because man, he's had 1,000 stories probably, every year. So
Your universe has a lot of threads. It's not, like we've said in the past when talking, it's not just a book about monsters. There's a whole universe and a lot of different threads and characters. You can go a lot of different ways with a lot of stuff in there and have a lot of ability to spin off a lot. I just wanted to mention, as we go through these slides, that QR code in the corner there, which will appear on all these slides, that'll link straight to Mark's Kickstarter, by the way, for the Monster of the Wolf. So if you pop that QR code, it'll take you right there. So
one question I have for you. Your art is so unique and bright and beautiful. What process do you use to do your art?
Well, I have a Wacom tablet. I don't think I can really see it here, but it's over here. It's a 32-inch Wacom tablet. For my references and stuff like that, I use like 3D models, because at one time I was using photographs, humans. This is a couple years ago. That was very tough. Like Alex Ross does that of course, for his traditional stuff. And my problem with that was I couldn't get enough people. Right. I don't have enough friends to do it. You could see
you're gonna have a lot of friends after this.
Well, maybe. Yeah. There's some cards I did for DC back in the day, man. This is maybe 10 years ago when I was basically not painting them. I was using watercolors and some Copics and stuff. But you could, when you paint anything, to make something look realistic, I'll just say make it look realistic, because sometimes you can really paint with markers and stuff too. You need a good reference for lighting. Lighting is key for everything. And on those, though, you could actually see I was the model. I'd have to go into the mirror and take a picture of myself. So there's cards that exist out there of Aquaman. That's me. This is when I was, I was Aquaman, I was Batman, I was Superman. And it was just that, because that's all I had to reference. Yeah. Now, though, I years ago, I would say maybe 18, 19, 2000, I started going, okay, what if I could develop 3D models as a reference? Then I don't have to worry about that. Then I can have a guy who can look whatever. And the consistency. My problem was when you try to paint something is consistency, because you want the guy to look just the same on panel 1 as he does panel 50 later in the book or whatever, or page 50. And I was like, that's the only way I think I could
be like Rob Liefeld and not care.
Yeah.
Oh God. I thought he was painting himself.
Sorry, Rob.
Sorry.
We all know you're a legend.
Rob, I love you to death. I don't know about these guys.
We all know you're a legend.
I'm just here.
But yeah, so basically,
Mark does feet.
I have I do 3D models and stuff to where I know what things are going to look like. A guy who does something similar to this technique, but it's a little different, is it Bjorn Barons? Do you know him from?
Bjorn Barons, yeah, he does great stuff. Yeah,
love his stuff. And you know what? Honestly, I was doing this technique. That's what I was doing, the cards. And when I saw Bjorn's work on Spawn, I went, wait a second. I mean, if this is accepted, if people are like that, this is kind of what I do. Maybe I should reach into comics again. And so I talked to Bjorn about, Bjorn was so nice. I talked to him about comics and stuff like that. And then so mine basically is after, I render something or whatever, then I take it to Photoshop, I paint it up, and that's where, you get the colors and stuff like that. And even the black and white, what I'll do on that is I color it, and then I go to black and white, and then I touch up in black and white too. So, because that's the only way I know how to kind of do it. But that's kind of my process. And again, I'm kind of known for my colors, the brightness, and stuff like that.
It's one of the few books that I say that I've read where the interiors are just as damn good as the covers.
I appreciate that.
Which is definitely a rarity.
Yeah. And Mark, the same thing I can tell you that story-wise, you usually get a good story, bad art, or you get good art, a bad story. You hit both in the mark, and I can actually say that.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I was worried. Okay, so I always try to get a job in comics for about 30 years. I did work in the licensing department around comics, doing stuff for Marvel, DC. I did my first Image book. Some people talk about the Ultraman special back in 2001 or so.
Yep.
But I could never get any more work doing interiors. And when I was talking to Todd McFarlane, I was like, man, I want to do interiors. I've got all this storytelling knowledge. I've been studying for this for 30 years. I want to show people, what I can do with a story. And he was looking at my stuff. He goes like, yeah, Mark, I think your stuff is good enough for that. Usually, though, people do it backwards. They go, they get in doing interiors and then say, now I want to be a cover artist. I don't want to do interiors no more. Because interiors it's a little grueling process. But I love telling a story. I think you can tell a story with one picture, but man, you give me a book to tell a story. Oh man, I can't wait. I love doing it. There'll probably be a time where I don't want to do it no more, but right now I can't think of a time it would be like that, because I love taking someone and showing them something and then getting emotion out of them. Right. So, maybe I can make you laugh. Maybe I can make you cry. Maybe I can make you intrigued. Maybe I can make you care about a character. And that to me is just amazing. So I love telling stories. I love writing. So it all comes together. And I love doing it all myself, where I don't have to worry about, someone else going, well, no, Mark, I don't think you can do this.
Yeah, you don't have the angel and the devil on your shoulders having to tell you what to do.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
The story and the art is so good that you have Dom reading comics. These are the first two comics he's read in the last 10 years.
No,
Dom doesn't read; he reads.
I'm going to be honest with you. I read the comics today. And be honest, I haven't been reading a lot of comics lately, and and before this, even before the whole craze with your books came out, they were telling me, Dom, you should get aboard and read this. And I waited, and Bruce sent me the link. I read them today, and I was like, holy shit, this is really good. The spin on the monsters, wow! I said, I enjoyed that. I said, I can't wait for number 3 to come out. I'm like really anticipated now, but you really hit the mark on. It's amazing. The book is awesome, and like I love monsters. I love mystery, and like I said, the Slayer. I love characters like that kick ass, and I just like I'm a Boba Fett fan, so Boba Fett kicks ass.
Oh, here we
He
go.
wears a mask.
This way he asked you to do a monster Boba Fett homage.
I get Frank. I get the monster. It's Boba Fett.
Okay, so Monster Slayer is a derivative down the line of a Boba Fett. But Boba Fett back in Empire Strikes Back 80s, right?
You're feeding him, Mark. You're feeding him.
Dom will love you forever now.
Yeah. You will not see well, dude, if you could see over here, I got a big Boba Fett fat head back 6 foot tall on my wall right here, man.
Yo, Mark, thank you, man. You're my best friend now, man.
You can run over his dog now, and he would still love you for life.
If you need a model, Dom is your man. He'll fly down for you.
My thing is this, though. What made Boba Fett amazing in Empire Strikes Back is, one, I didn't see his face. I didn't know if he's an alien. I didn't know how old he was. That made it amazing, that mystery there. And that's what Slayer, I guarantee you right now, you will not see Slayer's face. You don't know in the current timeline, you don't know anything about him, right? Yep. I don't know if in the past you might, I won't say because you got to keep reading. But I don't want to do that, because if I do that, if I take his mask off and all that, it loses it. It just loses the appeal.
Leave the mask on as long as you can, man. As long as you can. Like little tidbits here and there. But other than that, leave it on, man.
That's so I feel you, because I feel the same way, and that's what I grew up with, right? So this is my love letter to the late 70s, 80s. I was born in 75, so I kind of remember
you're dealing with a whole panel that's in late 40s, early 50s.
Okay, this is y'all speaking my language. So
I was born in 1875. But.
Happy birthday, Styx.
The technology in monsters, right? You'll get to a point where you see like a robot. Well, I went to robots from the 80s, like the $6 Million Man, the Mascotron, all those kind of guys where, what was it? They remade the Future Westworld, right?
Oh,
Those were
Will Brenner. Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
When you
Yul
take the
Brynner's
mask
good.
off and you see circuits underneath,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
weird to me, and you don't see the face underneath, right?
Yeah.
So you will see that in Monsters. I promise you, that's down the road.
Yeah.
If you
Can we get
like
some
Masters
fembots?
of the if you like Masters of the Universe, I got a two-headed guy that's going to show up here in a couple issues. You can sit there and go, when you look at all 8 issues at least, you will sit there and go, I see G.I. Joe, I see Cobra, I see Master of the Universe, I see $6 Million Man, I see everything basically. You'll see kind of superhero comics, even though superheroes really don't exist in this world. Slayer's kind of a superhero to me, and then there's other guys out there like that, but it's basically like I got a big melting pot. I threw everything that I just loved about the 80s and late 70s in it, and I stirred it up and said, here's a cool story that if you liked all these things, here it is. So it's not just monsters, it's science fiction, it's mystery, it's thriller, it's adventure, it's superhero. Yeah. And it kind of works. It melts together, and I think it creates something really cool, and it hits that nostalgia vibe too.
You got me hooked. That's it, man. Hooked, man. Get those
I will say this.
ready. Get the monster shirts ready, the hats.
Oh, I want shirts.
There we go.
I want hats.
Get the merch
I
out.
will say this. My favorite quote from the first issue is, should he break free from this prison, may God have mercy. That was just so chilling and just so foreshadowing to what's to come in the book. I love that quote. I love that
listen,
quote.
not for anything. I know the book has been out for a minute, so if people didn't read it, the second issue, he friggin' he shanked off friggin' Vlad the Impaler.
Here we go, Dom. Did I pull up the spoilers?
No, well, listen, if they didn't read it, I'm just saying that they're different people, which is really cool. I like the concept.
Well, I had come up with, when I sat down to do it, I said, I'm going, because I knew that people because of my trading cards, I knew people like these classic monsters, but they also like my original monsters. And I was wanting to move more into that. So honestly, first issue, I start working on it and I go, you know what? I'm just going to kill Dracula. I don't even want to have a character called Dracula in this, because you have a preconceived notion, right? Dracula, everybody uses Dracula. I don't want Dracula in this. So I was about to do that. Then I stopped and I had watched something on TV, and it was, dude, there's a Boba Fett reference. Okay. Listen. I'm watching the guy who wrote Empire Strikes Back. What, Kirsten?
Kestistan. Yeah.
That's it. He says, I can fix Boba Fett in a few minutes, because somebody was interviewing him on something and they were like, Boba Fett now is like, should it be this was back when they were talking about doing a TV show before they did it and all that.
Yeah.
He says, here's how you fix Boba Fett. You have Boba Fett walk in, this other guy shoots him. You don't see who the guy is, kills Boba Fett.
I remember that interview.
And he says, the guy goes over there in the shadows, puts on the armor, walks out. Now you've just fixed Boba Fett. Because what you do, you made him mysterious. You don't know who this is wearing the armor. And I thought, what would it be if that guy calls himself Dracula, but dude, he's not Dracula. You don't know who this guy is, how insane he is. So then that's what this came from. So what do you do to make it different? Well, I have him kill Vlad the Impaler right there. So now it's not your daddy's Dracula, right?
That's awesome. I like that. And
you will find out who he is later on. He is more of a necromancer, kind of like Bram Stoker's was in his book. He called him a necromancer. And you don't know you're kind of getting a glimpse of his motivations. You're kind of going to go, okay, maybe he's this way or that way. But yes, we're going down a path basically of this. And I'll call him Dracula right now, but later on, you won't be calling Dracula anymore. But that guy, you're going down that path. You're going down with the Slayer path, and they're leading somewhere. So it's going to be great. I hope honestly everybody goes on this journey, because really the people that read the books in the Kickstarter that I previewed them to, they said, hey, it's pretty good, but it really starts getting good at 4. They said number 4 is where they could not wait. They couldn't stop. They had to read the next one after 4.
I can't wait to number 3. I can tell you that. I'm like, ready
if y'all are excited right now, I can't wait, because what happens is, without spoiling anything, you haven't seen them, but in the first issue, you saw this one kid in this bedroom, right?
Yep.
And I don't have that in issue 2. Number 3, him and his friends start talking. They're going to go on this journey on 4, and now it turns into a little bit of a Goonies, Stand By Me.
Oh, geez, I love it.
And you're going, that's when it hit. When I'm sitting there writing these kids' dialogue, because I'm sitting there thinking this is exactly what I would have said when I was that age. That was the most fun. So when it gets,
need to do a reward tier for a truffle shuffle picture.
Truffle, yes. Dude, there's a kid you haven't got to see him yet. He's my overweight kid with red hair. He's kind of like the Goonies, right? So just wait. You're in for something. It'll be what number 4 will come out if January is 3, so 4 will be out in March. But I kind of hate that you have to wait so long. But then it is kind of like,
waiting is the hardest part.
It is, but you clean your palate with this other stuff, so it ain't just like you're hit over the head. You're like, hey man, Monsters is coming out this month. I forgot about that. So
really quick before we get into the covers here, you had mentioned 70s, 80s characters that but how much of Universal Monsters did you watch, see, and is incorporated into the series?
So I love Universal Monsters. I also love Hammer Horror, right?
Hammer House is awesome.
And Monster Squad. Monster Squad probably has to go higher to me than Universal. It's just, a lot of people say, what? But it's just because of my generation when I watched it. So I do love Frankenstein's monster. I liked, Dracula, the creature, the mummy, and all those. So I said, I want to give my own spins to those. And I tried to make it look to where if you see like Frankenstein there, you look at him and you go, well, that's Frankenstein. But yet he has none of the things that Universal does. Like he doesn't have neck bolts. That's like one thing.
No neck bolts.
It's not the same style. Yeah.
Right. And he doesn't have a flat head. He has, it's not round that much, but it's not a flat thing. He does have like little staple things and, cuts and stuff like that. I made him more of a zombie-ish look. Also, based on Monster Squad, looked at that a lot. But I wanted to be recognizable. If you had no idea who this was and I showed you a picture, you would say, well, that's Frankenstein's monster. Same thing for werewolf. My favorite werewolf probably is from Monster Squad. He was amazing the way he moved and everything.
Pick him in the nods. You don't have nods.
And Dracula. Now I have some people, I've seen this before where people go, well, there's a big debate. If you're a monster fan, usually you say, no, that's not Bela Lugosi at all. Some people will go, oh, that looks like Bela Lugosi. It's not Bela Lugosi at all. One, that's, they have that copyrighted trademark, his face.
Yes.
Mine is actually, I wanted, he has more of a round face, like the Dracula I would think of. But mine basically came about where I was, the redness of the cheeks, the lips and everything. I was like, what would it be like if you were dead and, maybe he's got rosy cheeks though and stuff from, drinking blood or something. And then for the likeness there, I was like, so it's kind of weird. I'm sitting there thinking, who do I know that would make a good likeness for Dracula? Because I need something there. And I'm trying to create stuff, and I did it. And I was like, my sister looks at it and goes, Mark, that's our dad. And I went, oh, to me, it's like Dracula has these two things. He's got something about him that's like mesmerizing, that you feel comfortable. Like, oh, it's he's not,
he draws you in.
And then if he wants to just like, man, when I would come home and do some bad things, man, I feared my dad. So it's just, that's kind of where it went. He even has like the little kind of a broken nose, like, or little, I don't know. My dad would always say it's from us having, Native American descent, where it's a little, it's not broken, but kind of goes down a little bit. That's how
kind of creases. Yeah.
Yeah. And but yeah, if you saw it, I told my dad he needs to start signing comics because he looks like that.
That's me. That's me.
He could have a whole career just signing comics on that. But and then the other ones just came about, like Mummy. I just wanted Universals wasn't as scary, Hammers wasn't as scary. I like more of the Monster Squad because I think the thinner zombie-ish one, and the Mummy movie was really neat before he got to be full all there yet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where they came about. Just over, I don't know, I probably did it over the designs for over about 3 years before I ever even thought about the trading cards or the comic. I was designing them, so it took me a while. Started in 2008. They were actually, the monsters were first designed for a statue series by Corgi, who were doing Marvel and DC statues at the time. And I was working for them doing those. They said, hey, do you have an idea we could do for public domain where we got to spend all this licensing money? And I said, sure, let me come up with some monsters. So those actually exist. I might actually put them on comic covers one day. The art from back then, it was just penciled, not even inked, but then I colored on top of the penciled with some very rough colors back then because I didn't know how to color really good. So 2008, I actually have each one of the monsters from back then as the statue concept. So,
and Mark, you just talked about the statue concept. I seen like in an old Toy Fair magazine, you had the design concepts of the Marvel.
Dude, where did you find that? How'd you know that?
He's been going down a rabbit hole the last 2 weeks. He really has.
No, but how like the process with the statues, like something like you're used to drawing artwork and stuff like that, but statues itself, like an actual toy, an actual physical thing.
3D model.
Yeah, how that process, and like when you seen it, like holy shit, that's actually a live.
Yeah, it was awesome because when I did that, so when I got that job, it was weird. I'll make it quick. It was in my I was checking my spam folder for something somebody sent me, and I see a week-old message in my spam folder, and it was on Yahoo Mail, and it was Corgi saying, hey, we have the Marvel license, and we've produced about 4 statues. Not really happy with them. Marvel's offered us any artist in their repertoire, and they said, but we saw some of your stuff online, and we'd like to hire you. And I write immediately, said, is this job taken yet? Because I would love to do this. And they wrote back and said, Mark, we were about to reach out to other people tomorrow. So that worked out perfect.
Good.
It was so interesting. I thought I had actually made it. That was my career at that time, because before that was nothing. I had the Image comic. Then you go years till 2006 when the statue thing happened. And dude, I got to do Daredevil, Elektra, Colossus, Storm, Spider-Man, Venom. A lot of them didn't get produced because
the Venom never got produced, right?
A lot of them got made, but not produced. So I actually have. I'll have to get on and share with you. A lot of, they actually got made by a sculptor. Okay. And they never got made because they had to have the content to go and get it made. However many they're going to make
molds and stuff.
Yeah, molds and stuff. So they made them. Venom looked awesome. Daredevil looked awesome. Elektra looked awesome. And even those they actually took to like conventions, toy fairs, and stuff. They were already painted, but they didn't get mass produced because Master Replicas. If you remember back then, they did lightsabers. They bought Corgi USA. And said, we're not going to do those anymore, and got rid of the license. So the person that was over me that had me doing all that stuff, they just retired, and they used to be from Hasbro, and that was it. So it was sad because now I got paid for those concepts, but it was so sad because I really wanted to see them. The only the Ghost Rider looks really cool if that got produced. Colossus was okay. Thor was all right. They were die-cast metal too. So after they made them, die-cast metal, and it was, I still have some, of course, but the ones that didn't get produced is the ones I wanted. So when they were clearing out their offices, I asked, and she said, oh man, I don't know what happened to them. Somebody has them out there.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Keep checking eBay.
I have some good news for you, Mark. Your Kickstarter is at 305%, and you have 205 backers, and it just hit over 91K funded.
I'll tell you, man. I'm feeling the love. I can't believe it because here's the thing: when Monsters came out, the way I got my deal with KinSpot is I get paid quarterly, so I haven't made a dime off of Monsters since it's been out. I don't know how much Monsters is really due. You know what I'm saying? I know what people are saying. So I'm sitting there going, wow. I didn't know if this would even do good, and it did so well. So, and it's a lot of days left on it. So, I'm amazed. I'm blessed. I can't believe it. There's awesome fans out there. And honestly, if you told me it made that much, I would say, well, that's probably, we have 1,000 or 2,000 backers. No, that's very few backers. So that's less for me to ship. That's awesome.
Less boxes, less cardboard.
Well, let's get into those covers for this Kickstarter.
Right, yeah, I figure
and being a son of Alabama as I am, it's great to see a fellow son of Alabama.
Dude, I didn't know this.
But
man,
my family's from Alabama, Montgomery.
Really?
Montgomery, Alabama. Yep.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
We love
That's
Bama.
great.
Roll Tide.
Let's take some look at the covers.
It's a sad day for.
They're rolling somewhere.
Yeah.
Georgia's getting beat right now, so that might help Alabama. I don't know.
That's always a bright spot.
Yeah.
They push them up the polls.
These covers here, that's just Frankenstein in the Snow. But the one on the right, I wanted to do something. So if you do have the other cover from the first Kickstarter where it was the border like that, or issue 3's having a border like that of Monsters, I thought this would be a neat little companion piece for it. Same border, just Monster in the Border. So
the fun anniversary panels are fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love this cover.
Tell us a little bit about this character, because I know a lot of people are liking this cover.
Yeah, the one on the left or the right?
A lot of people being this guy.
Hold the guy with the tongue out.
That's what I do while I'm looking at the cover on the left.
Yeah. So I was thinking actually this character at first I had come up with her for another series I was going to do that I pitched to Dark Horse that didn't get put through. And I like the character concept so much. I said, I'm going to just make it a vampire now and put it in Monsters. I think this monster universe, it'll work great. I love the little Japanese flair with the hat, and all this. So I was going to do a cover for that. I come up with a cover, and then I was like, you know what? Why don't I just put it all in Japanese? Wouldn't that be interesting? Different.
I love it. It's fun.
And I did. And my son sees it and says, Dad, did you double check to make sure what that said? And I said, yes, son. I Googled it. I did all this stuff. It is. That's exactly what, because man, you don't want that, you'll be offending somebody.
Yeah.
It's totally different. And I'm like, no,
you don't want to say Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah. But that character will maybe show up in Monster of the Wolf, but it'll also be in Monsters. It's in that universe, so I can't wait. I want some more female characters. There's I have about one or two in Monsters, so this is another good one that I can use in both books and stuff. So she's very old. Is she good or bad? I won't say. But I can't wait to have people to see more of her. And the one on the right is based on it's an homage. I can't really
homage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an homage to an EC. I can't remember though which book, but it's someone's getting hung or hanged, whichever the word is there. And
the one at the end of our show, Joe.
It
used to be at the end of our show. We'd say
thanks
for coming around.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that and what that's significant is because that's actually Frankenstein's body. That's the head of Frankenstein. That'll be that you'll know later on. So that's a whole story in itself. So I thought that was a cool way to do that one. So But
then
that's
Mark,
uh,
that's
C
you
and
all
D.
look, the 1C cover.
Suspense.
Oh,
it's from
Good old
Crime Suspense
Two
Stories.
cover. Yep.
Yeah, it's from old Crime Suspense Stories.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. I
No,
know this
those-
this set of covers was highly sought after. Let's just say.
Yeah, they
So,
those two are
Suspense
sold
Stories
the most
20.
out of all the bundle twos. That's sold the most so far.
Yep.
It'll
I think
probably
those
sell
are
out.
this sold out already. I
Oh
believe.
wow! And then these, I saw someone talking about that Ramita 50 Spider-Man one day, and I was like, I wonder if that would be a cool cover. So I come up with it, and I went, I don't know. I was on the fence. I was like, I liked it, but then I didn't know, and I showed it to some people, and they loved it. So I said, you know what? I'll use it.
It works.
And
It works. It
then,
looks awesome. It looks cool.
yeah. And then the other
I
one,
love that your homages span time, which I like.
Yeah.
You're not like set in like, oh, here's all my 90s homages. You span a good through Golden Age and Silver Age and modern and bronze stuff. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll try to do something one that will fit the character because you don't want it to be like maybe it was 70s disco or something. You got the Wolfman sitting there dancing. I don't want that.
Did
And
that
then
in Fortnite.
the Silvestri one, I was like, I just wonder because the colors are awesome already on that. I was so interested, like, what would it look like with my colors on it? So that's why I went with that one and put a little EM instead of he has an X, then he has a W on the Witchblade. So I did a little EM.
I like your skulls better than Silvestri's.
Yeah, I thought the skulls they're lit up a little bit with the green. Sylvester did, I think, all purple on his, so it came out pretty decent.
Yeah, the shadowing. Yeah.
No, I like that a lot. And then for the more rare colors for number one.
Yeah, this one I did a so I had when I did the trading card set for the Halloween edition of 2022. I did a card because I'm a big Garbage Pail Kids fan, and I did a card called Little Monsters, and I had Frankenstein, Dracula, and Wolfman in it. And I was sitting there thinking, wouldn't it be something if I could do something, pull something off where it's kind of homage to that, but not really, doesn't look like that. It's more my style. So I did that, and a lot of people love it. They're like, "Hey, that's one of my favorites," and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
There's still a lot of Garbage Pail Kid fans out there that like Garbage Pail homages.
Yep.
Which without Garbage Pail Kids, there probably wouldn't have been a Monsters because that phase, man, I had all of them on my Trapper Keeper or whatever I had at that time.
Yeah, those damn Garbage Pail Kid cards are expensive. A lot of them.
Oh yes,
Nowadays,
I would trade them all the time, man. I remember having John. I thought that was so funny because his name was John.
This one was fantastic. Also fantastic Wolf.
I didn't want to redo this again because I have it already. I did it for the Kickstarter on the other one, but I was sitting there going,
King Spot.
They are going to be in the snow a lot, and I was like, what if I wonder what that would look like, and then maybe I could spell Monster the Wolf in the snow, and I did it, and I said, you know what, I think it's good enough, so I decided to run with it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun as a snow covers are always fun.
It's an homage, but it's not a carbon copy homage, so that's good. That's what I like.
So yeah, you could own both of the one I've already done and that one, and you'd be like, hey, it's different because it's actually a different angle of the pose, so they don't line up or anything. So I thought that was interesting. This one, I was sitting down and said, Bride is going to appear in this because
we love this character, Mark. We all love this character.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've been telling some people. I don't think it's been on any. I've just been telling people I know, but. Okay, I hate drawing Bride's hair, right? So I've decided because I had to do it on here because this is when you see Bride, it's going to be back in the old days, whatever 1700s. So I was like, but when you do see Bride again, I'll just spoil it for people. She's getting a haircut. I'll just let you know. Back in Monsters going forward, there will be a haircut scene. So
a time-saving haircut.
but there she will get a haircut. But yeah, I like the character. It's fun to do. People have asked like, oh man, you need to make her sexier, doing this and that. And I'm like, no, the character,
Sexy.
she can be sexy doing what she's doing, but she's not she's not She-Hulk. She's not going to be on the cover posing, right? So that's as sexy as she gets.
Hey, Mark, you know what you should do? Give her a mohawk.
Yeah.
Sexy mohawk.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and spoil it, Dom. That's exactly what I'm doing. It is a mohawk. I didn't want to spoil it. I've already tested it. It looks awesome because it gives her, again, this is set in the 80s, gives her an 80s punk vibe. It's and I want her to look so different. When you look at her, you don't think at all of other brides or anything like that. So
yeah, no,
I'll be thinking alike, man. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get Dom some royalties for.
Trust me, Dom wouldn't turn them down. And going into the number 2 covers.
That bride is actually from it's older art that I'm reusing from the Halloween edition. I just updated a little bit, but that's actually from 22. And then Dracula was new because this is from a scene in the book where he's sitting there trying to convince Dr. Frankenstein to do his experiment and bring the dead to life. So he's going by what is it, Lord DeVille, DE space capital VILLE. That's that Bram Stoker actually used that alias in his book because it's devil. Right, DeVille, like DeVille, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I'm going to borrow from Bram Stoker a little bit because he's always trying to hide who he really is, so that's why he's going by that. But yep, that's my dad.
Hey, Mark, quick question.
Yep, go ahead.
Are we ever going to see like the Living Dead, like zombies, like meat eaters in this down the road, maybe?
Oh yeah. That guy that was in the first issue outside that kid's bedroom walking down the street, that's a zombie. And there's a reason that he's out there, like been around. So yeah, you will you'll see more of that. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Excellent.
Jeez.
I
like that cover.
Another hottie.
Oh my god, that cover.
The people that watch this show know all the covers that I pledged.
They're all dead inside. They're all dead inside.
Women vampires that look like that any day.
No, I was doing that. I was thinking, I was like, people say, my other bride was so successful because of 2 reasons. I've heard that so many times. And I was like, okay, I'll give them 2 more reasons that this won't be successful. So I did that, put a little blood on it. I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. That made the cut. And then the other one's a werewolf. But yeah, that's it. Something about her is pretty cool. I actually might keep her around as actual, a character in there because I don't know, just something about her is kind of cool. I like the whole design, the concept. So when you do something like this, everybody has to look different. So I can't have her look like facially another one of my female vampires, right? Unless it's her. So I've already come up with how she looks. I might as well use her again, later down the road. So if it's popular, I will.
Yeah, I think we might need a set of female.
That cover will be popular.
We need twins. We need twin vampires.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I have been kicking around the idea of how there's the twin Crimson Guard guys in GI.
Oh yeah, Tomas and Zema.
The mirror twins, right? Because they're backwards a little bit, right? Because their hair. Because I'm a big GI Joe fan, and I was like, what if I did that but made them female vampires that are like that? So, all right, now I got to cut a check to Bruce.
Hey, Bruce, you're cutting into my thing now. Jesus.
Come on, who doesn't want twin vampires, one on each side? Come on.
There you go.
What?
I can see a cover right now. Bruce will be in the middle, and then there's the 2 girls. Bruce, I need to get your likeness, man. Let me.
You got to be on a cross.
I would say triplets, but I know you got the brides.
I want to be on a cross when that happens.
Oh man,
piss off a lot of people. Make it controversial.
poor monster looks so sad here. He looks so downtrodden.
Yeah, he's not a very happy person. He's either that way or mad, right? So that's the thing. I would tell you why it's that way, but I don't want to let you read the comic. But there is a total reason why he's very sad. The other one on the left is just an homage. I don't remember what cover right now. I'm bad at that. It's a Werewolf by Night, and
I like that Skull in the Moon.
Yeah, that was on the original. The only thing I couldn't do with the original is just because of how my layout was. There was a banner right under where the wolf would be, where it says wolf. There was a banner and it had some text in it. And I tried to make it smaller and just didn't work. So I just left it off. I said, that's the first time on homage. I think I had to leave something off like that, but it just didn't work because they drew their wolf very small so they could put it on there. And I didn't want to.
The image was more cropped.
Jack wasn't a beefy guy.
And Mark, what about I know the homage covers. What about like the first Moon Knight? Wolf by Night, have the Slayer on one side.
Yes, I've tossed around the idea of doing that for the Kin Spot, like a variant cover 1 month, because that's a very recognizable cover, especially being the Werewolf by Night and all that kind of stuff. I just think it'd be kind of cool.
Yep.
And
we got some fun chromes.
And this one, that's the Tea Party right there for Mad Hatter. So that actual scene is in the comic where he's having this dead tea party. He's basically insane. So he's not. Wonderland doesn't exist, of course. I don't want people to go, wait, you got Wonderland in this thing?
What are you saying?
But this guy thinks he's the Mad Hatter, right? So because he just went crazy for mercury poisoning and stuff. So so that's that. He's.
I thought it was bad meth. I thought it was a meth party.
That nose has too much weight for meth.
You should have a maniac bunny and like an Alice vampire.
I thought about having a bunny, like what was that movie? Was it Jake Gyllenhaal was in where the bunny was all in a suit, it was all messed up.
Johnny McDonald.
Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko. I thought about having a guy in a horrible, messed up bunny suit, like be a sidekick, right? And just walking around with it. So I don't know yet on that, but I did know.
Can't be late.
Yeah. Yes. I see, because I think there's just so much to do on that. And you do see his origin in 1 through 3 and all that kind of stuff. So you get to know him more. But yeah, I love that cover. When I did it, I thought, oh man, that's a cool little tea party.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I like it. This one, another. This caught my eye immediately when I was looking through. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's badass.
Okay, I love drawing the Tin Man. I did it. That's the first Oz kind of image I did. This was probably back in early 22. Or no, 23, 22, something like that. Well, anyways, I did a Wicked of Oz trading card set. They're still around. You could still get a few of them. Not many were made. It was on the Kickstarter. And I love this character, though. And I was sitting there going, how could I bring it into monsters? Because, again, Oz don't exist in the monster universe. But I think I've developed a way to do it because I just love this character so much. And I said, it would work. I can make it work. So, yeah, I'm going to bring him into the monsters universe. He's not the Tin Man from Oz, basically, but maybe he's a robot. Who knows? But I just think it's something about the eyes, man. When the big version, when you look at it, the eyes, dude, it's like you're looking into the guy's soul. It's just like I feel bad leaving him out. He's like, "You're not going to pick me," and it's just like,
hey, listen, you can always have a character that makes things look like they're actually exists, like the Alice in Wonderland.
Create that. Yeah.
He has the eyes of a man that's been married for 40 years.
Hey.
Yeah.
Some of us are married that long.
Dead inside.
He's dead inside, man.
Beaten down.
Defeated. Yes.
Here's my paycheck, honey. I'm going to my room.
All the fights you lost.
Separate bedrooms.
Yeah, I mean, this one, like I said, this one caught my eye.
Yeah, it's one of my
I was like,
favorite,
that's badass.
and it'll be awesome in chrome foil. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Are you going to make other
fantastic.
characters? Because you have the witch second printing sold out. You know
Yeah, they had asked to use that witch, and I said sure. I didn't have plans to use her right now, but then I was like, gosh, I guess I could use her because her concept looks good. I got the eye patch, the little bit of yellow wisp of a hair in her hair, and the monkeys and stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking, again, it's almost like what they called Master of the Universe back in the day, like a catch-all thing. You could throw anything in it, and it still works in the universe, right? You can have
You can have a Manny Faces anytime you want.
Well, if you read number 2, I go fantasy the last 2 pages, right? So it's like I can do basically anything with it. So I do think I will put that character in it. It would just be later on around, maybe 10 or 11 or so.
We knew there was that Dungeons and Dragons homage cover for a reason.
Yes. Yes. It's a fantasy.
God, I need that cover. I missed it.
That will be a cover on KinSpot. It will be would probably be number 8 though, or 7, because that's where things start getting more in with the wizard and the little boy and stuff. So
yes, I want to know why we have a wizard and a dragon in
yeah.
Monster.
Hey,
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, a dragon slayer is a monster slayer, basically. So
very true. Very true.
And all that pays off big time. And be sitting down when you're reading the issue 8.
So Dom, you hear this? You might get a world between worlds in this series, not in Star Wars, but you.
Listen, look, listen. I'm telling you, the possibilities that can be with this, just the way the story's going and how things work. Like I said, I don't know down the road what he had with Mark has planned, but I can just see from just this that this is amazing and what can be down the road.
Like Hannibal, I love it when a plan comes together. Yep. So I'm excited about the current run.
These 2 are, I consider them the blue covers. They both have a bluish to them. Of course, Monster and the Wolf, that's them fighting. That actually happens in the book. And then that's Kali, which if you're a Hammer fan, right? Okay, so Hammer Horror at one time was planning a movie called Kali, the Devil Bride of Dracula.
Yes.
It didn't get produced, right? They didn't make it. And that fascinated me. So I'm sitting there going, man, what if that would, and also that scene where she's in a the stop motion movie was it where it's Kali, but she's a stone statue. I can't remember.
A Golden Voyage of Sinbad.
Yes, man, yes, you know your stuff. So that expired. Like that's where I got the swords on her, but just because that statue. So
that's awesome.
that character will be in down the road when I show more flashbacks of Dracula and stuff. Like they've met because that Devil Bride of Dracula. I just love it. So I've got to do more with her.
I love the red eyes on that cover. That always gets me.
Man, you love more than red eyes in that cover. Joe, stop it. Come on.
But it catches you on that field of blue. Those red eyes pop.
She can get you 4 ways to 1. There you go.
She's got 6 arms, man. She's got.
I will influx a little bit of my knowledge that in Golden Voyage of Sinbad stars Tom Baker, who is the 4th Doctor. Doctor.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Styx was actually on that ship with Sinbad back in the day.
Exactly.
I was one of the skeletons.
On these, the cover on the left again, that's a Werewolf by Night cover.
That one made me happy, Mark, because
you got it. Oh yes,
yeah.
I have always loved that cover. I had that cover when I was younger, and I was like, I wanted to do it one
12,
day.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Issue 12.
Yeah. Well, at first I'm thinking, because when I think of Werewolf by Night, I always think of Plug, and I was like, oh, it's Plug, and then I went back and I was like, oh no, that's a Ramita cover.
Really?
Yeah.
Ramita Senior. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that was fun, and then I was worried, am I going to get that box right down at the bottom? And I thought,
it's perfect. It works perfect. Just
it's there, and you don't want to put Cry Monster because I'm like, oh man, if I put that, somebody might think that's really cheating or something. So I said, okay, how about Scream Monster? So it all worked. But It's one of my favorite covers, man. I that one just speaks to me. Love it.
I'm asking for a friend.
Okay.
Will we ever see any Doctor Who homages?
Yeah.
Styx?
That's a good question, Bruce. I want to know the answer.
I know it's a good question. Here we go. I managed to get.
If you want to start a Kickstarter and have it funded by 6 people, go for it.
Oh God! I tell you, if you find me a great cover or something that you say, "Hey, Mark, this will speak to Doctor Who fans," send it my way, and I'll put it on.
I'll have it out.
You're probably speaking to all of them right now. But
Styx is multiple personalities, so he's just one person that has many.
Hey, at least I didn't say a Star Trek cover. All right.
I did, and also I wanted to do. Oh, I like that. I don't know what I could make the Dalek though right there to the like.
Yeah,
I could make it into something. I could do something like that.
Something like that. You know, this is a nice Golden Age Dell. You know.
Yeah, I that's one thing I'd like to do. Some people have asked, like, "Hey, man, you don't do any Dell homages," and I wouldn't mind trying to do that.
He's just trying to get in on that royalty game, Mark.
Yeah.
I gotta get my piece of the pie, Mark. Where's my piece of the pie?
The other cover, the Spider-Man cover, that was Hulk and what was it? Spider-Man with the Mr. Universe powers. Yeah, Captain Universe. And I did that, and just because I love Todd McFarlane stuff, and I'd actually done that cover for a test for Monsters, and I didn't like it because I had the creature at the bottom, so I redid it with the wolf, and then I thought, it's okay, so I put it in it, but I didn't know, it's all right. I don't know how good or bad, but it's a cover.
It's fun to watch.
It's fun.
It's recognizable right out of the gate.
Exactly. Right.
You remember that ASM book, and
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that cover.
And here is a lot of people go, "Is that Blackula?" And I'm like, "No."
I said that.
We'll say that conversation has come up earlier today.
Yes.
It was asked.
That's trademark and copyrighted, so can't do that.
That is trademark. It's not Blackula, guys.
Yeah, those two are twins, and they're both vampires. Big old story on that, so I won't spoil all that stuff. But
so we do have twin vampires.
I can see the big story on the cover.
But yeah.
There's big stories on the cover right now.
Oh, yep. It tells a story. So those characters, I've been wanting to get them in regular Monsters, but I have a way to put them in this one, and then they'll also show up in Monsters as well. But yeah, it's a cool thing, and they do know Dracula. They have a history. So and then there's Mad Hatter.
I was going to say about the fact that you have different factions of vampires that are going to go after like Dracula and try to take like mob bosses and stuff like that, trying to take the top. Which is
my thing was
Fat Tony.
Yeah, when I
Tony.
Big Tony.
Big Anthony.
When I picked Monsters, it was I said it's Game of Thrones with monsters because there's factions, right? There's different factions. It's there's factions of vampires who hate Dracula. You got Tasker and his corporation over there, and all them trying to do stuff, and then you got the Slayer in middle of it all. So yeah, there's lots. It's a lot bigger world than what you've seen. You just seen in a small section. So there's a lot of other characters and other things at play.
Fantastic. And that is a great Hatter, by the way. That's
that was I think that's the very first picture of Hatter I ever drew. And here's a quick note about Hatter. Some people will get it. I remember one guy I showed it to and he knew right away. The Marx Brothers, the comedians guys that back in the old days.
Oh yeah.
Bradshaw.
I remember Harpo and Zeppo. And
if you look at it, you go, he has the same hairstyle as Harpo back then.
Yeah,
they were amazing musicians, by the way. Every last one of them were amazing musicians.
Oh yeah, they were.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you for the $10 chat.
Thank you, Larry.
Oh wow!
I can't remember if I told you this or not, Bruce, but I went to New York City Comic-Con. Some signed prints by Jay Lee, 3-time signed, absolute Batman, awesome TMT print from Jen Mahfood.
I love Jen Mahfood. Jen Mahfood's one of my favorites.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Larry.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Mark, real quick.
Yep.
Are you gonna like make like other monsters? I know like you're putting some monsters here and there, but like other monsters gonna come to the fold, like other like mythical monsters from other
Just
like
say
other
Star
genres?
Wars, Space Whales. You
No,
want space whales.
no space.
You want space
Space
whales.
whales.
That's what
You
you
don't
want.
space whales.
You want space whales.
No, I'm talking about like Medusa, like stuff like that, like
Yeah.
Greek mythology and
Oh yeah.
Is there going to be a Rancor in here?
you know, what's
Give me
going
a
on?
guy with some blue milk over here.
On my on when I did the trading cards, so I did trading card series 1, base card there was probably about 90 or so. Halloween edition had about 90, and then the series 2 that I just did last year had 100 base cards. There's about close to 200 characters there, monsters and stuff. So I've already got the concepts and wrote them down. Like Medusa, I have like Medusa, and then I even have her sister already done. And I have like a what's it called? The bull, the Minotaur.
Minotaur.
Yeah, I always say it wrong. I've already got him. I've did a lot of the artwork already for things like that are good to go for a cover right now. So I have such a big Rolodex of characters to choose from. So honestly, monsters could go on for hundreds of issues because I have, even after one story is told, I have so many other
Good bank of characters. Yeah.
So it was a great idea to do it that way because it was like I already have the characters, I already know what people liked out of those characters by what when it was released as the trading cards. Because some people would say, "Man, this is my favorite," or "This is my favorite."
Yeah.
And a lot of them were not the classic. I call them classic monsters, because if I say universal monsters, some people will be like, they're not universal. And I don't want to give Universal the credit. So I'll just say literary monsters and stuff like that.
There you
go. So I have tons of characters ones that never heard of. Some are still kind of homage characters to other things that I like. That are made my own, things like that. So, but yes,
I mean,
Greek mythology,
urban legends.
Yes, urban legends. There's some of that. I got guys like with a hook. I did everything. So I went to all reaches of horror
Bigfoot
and stuff. Yeah, I had a Bigfoot card.
Yep.
You
had a Cthulhu one too, didn't you?
A Cthulhu, yes. So all those basically exist in this universe that I have.
Yeah, I'm excited. Really excited about it.
If you don't mind, later on in the show, Mark, I have a box of your series 2. If you don't mind me opening and showing what's in them.
Yes, I would love it.
All right,
cool. Man,
awesome. And just a reminder, the QR code in the corner of the slides there is a link to Mark's Kickstarter. So all these covers that you're seeing that haven't been sold out because it's going fast today, man. It's going
really
fast.
Yeah.
You can use that QR code and it'll link straight to the Kickstarter for Mark's Monster and the Wolf Kickstarter. This is a sweet cover too. This is a lot of fun.
I forgot I hadn't talked about this one. Okay, so this one is basically this is a scene in the comic. So basically, I was thinking. I was working on it, and I had Werewolf and Frankenstein. They're up in the north. They're fighting everything. They kind of get interrupted, and it's just like I'm thinking like what comes up there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have all these military guys, with guns up there. And I went, no, what would be really cool is a truck pulls up and a bunch of these like 30 white ninjas in the snow pop out, and they interrupt the werewolf and Frankenstein fighting. So the Frankenstein monster and werewolf are having to kill 30 ninjas in the snow. I was like, I would buy that book. So that's
G.I. Joe, baby. That's G.I. Joe.
There's something about ninjas in snow that always is just cool shit.
Yeah. So I did that one. And there's a little blood right there running out. And then that's actually a scene in it. He's got all these katana stuck in him after he's killed a bunch of them. So that actually does because I hate a lot of times you go, that's a cool man. I would love to. And they're like, oh, that doesn't appear in the book at all. I just thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
That is a scene in the book in number 3.
Nice.
So it's but the sky's not red. I think it's it's normal color. But
I was gonna ask if it was a Wolverine homage, because there's the one Wolverine trade paperback where inside of it where he fights all the ninjas and he's walking around, he's got all these katanas stuck on him.
It's kind of the idea probably came to me not from the book as much as that Wolverine movie where he was going to go after Silver Samurai, right?
Yes.
So that kind of stuck out with me. Honestly, if we even go back further, the reason this happened was because I was also working on a Spawn plot at that time. And I was thinking, what if Spawn had to walk through all the ninjas? And I was going, there were going to be ninja vampires. And I come up with this whole scene for that. And then that didn't get used because we were like, no, it just, we're keeping it more grounded. There's not going to be ninja vampires over there. So then I was looking at for them and I was like, well, what if it's just regular ninjas? And, that would be really cool. So I didn't really look at that, but that is in my head. Was it a Frank Miller book? I'm sure it's in my head. So it's, it's from that because all that stuff is still in there. But, I just love that idea when you have all these, swords stuck in you and you're still fighting and stuff. I think that's kind of cool.
Well, a lot of times you'll draw back to images from like things you've read and things like that, and it'll bleed into and you might not remember where you know it from. Right, it just bleeds into your current work. So that's fine.
Right. Which again, everything is derivative really of something else almost. So it's everything that I've enjoyed in my life is really what you're seeing here. So you really you probably can spot a lot more to where you're like, oh, this is kind of like from that other story. So but I didn't really look at the cover, so it's not a great homage because I would have tried to really make it look like it. But
it's not a direct homage. It's just
the concept come from
the concept of it.
It come from basically the movie, which come from the comic. So it's all a big mess. But it's but that's what it comes from. I just love that idea. I think it's awesome.
No, I love the fact
and the ninjas look badass as well.
Yeah.
I love the fact when you're growing up and you see so many different things, you're like, this is kind of cool. You put this here, you put this there. Yeah. And you come up with the concept that you come up. I like that. I really like that, man.
Yeah.
I
missed it.
That's cool.
I like this horror.
You missed that one? No, there's some.
I missed it.
On the add-ons, I think because what happened was, again, there's only like 5 or 8 at the beginning of the rewards, but on the add-ons, they are earlier before I got on, there were like 20 left on the add-ons, I think.
Oh.
So you can always go and add something later. It doesn't mess up your pledge. But you can look on the add-ons, it's probably there. I did this because it hasn't been revealed yet, but I did a creature version of this as the incentive for Monsters second print of number 2, right? So that'll probably be shown here in a day or two. And when I did that, when I was like, a lot of people don't get to see me like ink something like that. So I went and I did this and had it. I said, I'll save it for Monster and the Wolf. Because I love doing that. If people like them, I'll do more.
They're fun. It's a nice change up, and it's
a little change up, and it gets you seeing the process a little bit more and stuff like that. It's kind of fun. But I might do one every now and then.
That is one thing I wish Kickstarter would do is make the process a little bit more straightforward.
Yeah, I don't understand why when you make a reward, you should be able to just copy those rewards as add-ons as well. But no, you have to do them all over again. And
I just never understand why they don't just have it so that you pledge and then everything is just all the add-ons and you just pick what you want. You gotta go through I want to back this one. And then it's going to take me to the add-ons, which are all the other ones. It's like,
that would have been a better, I should talk to you before this. I should have probably did that. Like, here's a pledge of $1, whatever the lowest can be. Right. And after you do that, it takes you to everything in the add-ons. And everything's just an add-on. That might've been better to do because again, it's just confusing because some people are like, hey, is this out? It says it's out. So I keep adding on. Somebody had wrote me earlier, said, am I really getting this book? Because it said it was out, but then I was able to add it. And I said, yeah, and explain to him what happened there. But
I just want to make this announcement. anyone expecting a Christmas gift from me this year, don't expect one because all the money for your gifts just went to the Kickstarter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Kickstarter person in terms of a lot of the books I get from Kickstarters, just because there's a lot of artists I follow that don't necessarily do a lot of covers, especially in major publishers or anything like that, or they do creator-owned properties that they're putting out, and they're artists that I really like to follow, and that's how I like to fund the artists and writers that I like, because as Mark I'm sure will tell you, the mainline comic business is an unforgiving bitch in terms of money and how they treat you. So it's fun to give to the artist you love and support that community. But man, I wish they would make it a little bit easier the way they have things set up. I know when I first started doing Kickstarters, a lot of times I would miss the add-ons because I would pledge to one of the things and I'm like, I really want those other ones, and I would just check out way too fast, and I would miss the add-ons, and I would forget I can go back and manage my pledge and add it on later.
Yeah, because I was like, add-ons. Is add-ons?
And they even have now, which they're getting better, but it's just taking them a long time to do it. Like this time is something I never saw before, where they have late pledges, where you can set an amount. So like that book, if I still had enough left, it would go, like I set a price so I could say I want $20 more if it's a late pledge. So that means that someone could pledge 2 weeks after the Kickstarter ended and still be able to get it, but get it for a higher price. Well, that takes care of that. You know how they used to do the backer kits and all those surveys, trying to sell you surveys? You don't have to do that anymore. People can just add things. So that's nice. They probably need to get a few creators around and just say, hey, what feature are we missing or not getting right? And they could fix it so easily, like implement it so fast.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know I got screwed on one that took a long time because my credit card got stolen, so I had to change the number. And when I originally pledged it, it was on the original number. It went through once, it fulfilled, and they didn't collect the shipping yet, but it was set up so that it collected the shipping automatically off of my card. Well, that card number didn't go through anymore. So you have this huge pledge for a Kickstarter, and it gets held up because of a $7 charge for shipping.
Yeah, I've had that on the other ones where, like at the end, especially around Christmas, is where mine was charging right after Christmas. So it was a lot of people were like, "Oh man, the wrong credit card, or I didn't, something happened."
People's balances were a little low when it fulfilled.
And so yeah, that usually happens.
It does. You also the 3D stuff is fun.
Those are sold out, but and man, I've been working all day. This is how I have been working. Honestly, I had to do this because to see what the 3D would be. So I've been working with 3D glasses on, trying to paint this stuff, and it's been tough because everything is just weird looking when you look through these. But people have asked me about that. They're like, "Man, I didn't get up at midnight, and I was asleep. There was only 30 of those." So what I'm doing, I got to announce it. I'll announce it here, but I'll put it on Kickstarter and give people some time. On Monday, I was going to do it at afternoon, but that feature's not working. I was trying to make it earlier. It doesn't work on Kickstarter where you're supposed to be able to set up the time that this reward is active or the add-on is active. Wouldn't work. So I'll have to do it live. I'll have to go in there and set it at midnight, probably tomorrow night. So Monday, on Cyber Monday, I'm adding 2 more 3D Cyber Monday covers. And I'm doing that just because people loved them. They're fun. I like them. I did 3D cards a couple years ago, and they were neat. So
want me to give a quick flash of them, Mark, or you want to hold off?
I'm going. Oh yeah, go ahead and show them. And we will have these on Monday, and they'll be.
Geez.
Nice.
Wow.
If you've already got the bundle, if you've already got the CGC bundle, either one, you're going to get this for free. Like you don't have to get anything else. You're not missing it. You got it. So there's that. And if you want them, there's the other one. This one's a little different 3D where it looks the other one's deeper. Wow. This one's coming out at you. If you have the 3D glasses on, because I was doing it earlier. I was showing my wife. I said, "Look at this! It looks so awesome. It looks like it's coming out."
It has to be so much fun.
So that's gonna be awesome.
Cyber Monday.
I was talking to KidSpot about it today. I was like, "Hey, is there a way we could do this for monsters? Because I love this." And they said they're going to talk to the printer and see if we can get it polybagged with 3D glasses inside and do like a monster version later on. But so those will be available. I think I'm going to haven't decided the number yet. I think it's going to be 100 because 15 will have to be taken off the top for the bundles that are already done. So that means that 85 will be available on Monday. Just for those people who didn't get it and were like, "Man, I want to try this 3D thing out. I want to get it." So that will be available on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, be ready early because they're gonna go.
Exactly. They will sell out in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
3D is coming back. This is a Brian Haberman cover. It was 3D. It just came out, and it's just fun. I love it. I love seeing 3D come back.
Come on, Joe is the creator of 3D virtual reality.
Before you move on, I just want to thank everyone for watching, for subbing for the channel, liking the video stream. I will be doing a giveaway personally of 2 people will win the one cover and the A cover of issue 2. So in the chat, please type in #monsters to be entered into the giveaway, and we will run that in about 15 to 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Give everybody enough time.
I'm gonna put my name in there.
No one on the panel can win.
Oh, Jesus, come on, man.
#monsters.
Make sure you put in the hashtag.
If I ever get time, I might try to do like issue 1 3D, like go through every panel and make it a 3D. That would be just really cool. Yeah, full 3D. So you could. Right now, the covers are easier because I can give you some glasses and do the cover. But it would take probably. I was telling my wife earlier, it would take probably about a month to go through. You got to go through every panel.
Because
you don't really. There's not a thing that converts it really, because it wouldn't do it good. So you actually have to change the blue channel and the red channel yourself, and you want to make it look good and not just be like, "Well, that don't really look 3D. That looks messed up." So
that just looks like red and blue.
Yeah, that looks a little red and blue. I would, if I do it, maybe one day that happens, but it is a very good possibility that we have a Monsters 3D cover polybagged. And I was also talking, hey, how about we do a trading card polybag? If we can do that, I want to be like the old 90s.
The old X-Force One.
X-Force One.
Give them. So I was like, that would just be fun. That's just a fun thing to do. Don't raise the price, same price, but you can get it polybagged with the little extra thing in it. And I thought that would be interesting. So might do that.
Fun. That would be a lot of fun. Some of the other rarities you have up there that are available on the Kickstarter. You had ad space available. That was fun.
I did that last time. We sold 2 last time on the monsters one. So
I think we'll be selling a few more this time.
Yeah, mine. And then if somebody's interested in ad space and monsters, you can contact KidSpot. There we've been selling ads for that. So
wow,
yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, I'm just like, wow, everybody.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
to see your name, your channel, your business immortalized in a comic book. That's just amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Hey, Mark, when are you are you gonna be going to upcoming events? I know the year's almost up with the cons and stuff like that. Are you gonna be at anything before the end of the year or starting next year? You have any plans?
Not the end of the year, because it's about a month left. But I do. I'm debating MegaCon right now because a lot of people are asking me to go to MegaCon, and I'm thinking about it. Other than that, I don't have any. I really don't have any commitments like in stone yet for next year. I'd like to go.
Make them pay for everything, Mark.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna get me out of the house,
food, drinks,
so
postage, everything.
Yeah.
I
would like to do it. We'll see.
Mark has a private signing with CGC that's coming up. It was just extended.
Yeah,
and you have until the 20th of December to get your submissions in.
And the cards, you can do cards. It got extended till the 20th or so. Nice. So, yep, cards are comics.
I'm probably sending this in one of
Oh man, you got one.
I got one. I went down the rabbit hole. Trust me, in the last couple of months.
So
I got a show box over there.
For the OA fans out there, I did see that you had artist proofs for sale as well.
Yeah, this is what I did this last time too, and I thought it did really good. We sold 3 of them last time. I bet people are really upset they didn't buy the bride one though. I still have no one got it.
Yeah.
So what I do is I print these up canvas 24 by 36. You can usually people choose not to have the dress and they just want the art like that. And I'll sign it. It's 1 of 1. And you can hang it in your house or whatever. And basically that's it. I will not produce that again. You know, that's it.
Could you do a remark of picture Nick Saban in the corner for us?
I could do that. Roll Tide and Nick Saban on it. We have already sold, I don't know how many today, but I knew earlier today we had already sold 3 of them. And
Nice.
I wanted to keep it down and not list every one of them. So I had it where it's a first come, first served message. So if you message me first and I wanted these 3, well, that's the 3 you get. If the next guy says he wanted these and I don't have them, I will look and I'll message him and say, look, I don't have those anymore. I'll try to keep a little tally on that because I can update that on the story. I can say these are what's left. So if somebody's curious, but yeah, those they're great. I have a here. I'll show this to you. I got a 24. Here's a 24 by 36.
Oh, nice.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Nice. But yeah, it looks pretty good. This is that one.
And that's the size you get, Mark, for the proof?
Yeah, that's the size you get. It's
crap.
You'll get a 24 by 36. So it's that big. It's huge. It's like a movie poster, right?
Nice.
Yeah, for lack of a better word, that's a monstrous size.
It's a monstrous size. Yes.
Precise.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You also have a couple fun little things in there. Be a portrait in Frankenstein's parlor.
Yeah, there you can actually be, because there's a scene in the book where Frankenstein's talking to Dracula, and he's trying to convince him to do this experiment. And in the background in Frankenstein's parlor, I had 2 like portraits, and I was like, oh wait, what? Somebody might want to actually be on those. So we show them twice with the characters, once with just a panel, and you'll see the people talking off of a camera basically. And so you could actually get that. It could be I got it up there for 1, but there's 2 available. So if you could get it twice as an add-on, if you wanted like you and your child or something, or if you just want a kid up there, whatever you want to do. And they're going to refer to that person in the story. Like, so say it's Mark Frankenstein. The characters will be like, well, I knew your great grandfather, Mark Frankenstein.
You just have to watch the names they give you. You don't want them to refer to
no,
Jimmy Jugnuts.
Yes, I don't want. What is it, Mike Hunt? I don't want
Mike Hunt.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there will be a vetting process.
Vetting process.
And I don't want it to be like, wait, that looks like that portrait that you give me as a reference looks like Meatloaf, the singer. I'm not doing that either. So.
But you know what? These little things are kind of what make Kickstarter special.
Yeah.
People always ask me, it's like, why you buy? You just go to Kickstarter, buy titty books. No. There's more with Kickstarter in terms of some special touches that people will put out there in their campaigns that are fun that you don't get in your big comics or even most of your indies or anything off the shelf, where you can get these little special touches. I always find that a lot of fun.
I think that was a neat thing to do, because it's like something that you can be a part of the Monsters universe that you couldn't normally do. Be a mad scientist, it's the same kind of thing, but without the picture. They will refer to a doctor that has been doing these experiments in the past, and they'll refer to him by Dr. So-and-so, and then doctor with the full name. So it's a neat thing. I did it in the issue in the Monster series originally in the Be a Detective. I had a Be a Detective that they'll refer to you, and when I was doing it, that detective that they're talking about becomes a big part of the story. I mean, it was a huge thing. And I wrote the guy and said, you're cool with this, right? Like if it goes to a regular retail print, I can change the name. He goes, man, I love it. Thank you. And I think that's a cool thing. So, it actually makes it part of the story. So if you're a fan, you're like, I want the little bit more experience just on the books. This gives you that.
That's cool.
And then there's Be on Dracula's List. I come up with this one just because I was like, okay, now Dracula, it's going to take up almost a full page, but I got a little eye shot at the bottom. But Dracula's looking at this list before he goes and sees like Frankenstein. And all these people are checked off. 10 people are checked off. And then Dr. Frankenstein's at the bottom. I didn't want to put a line through them because then what's the point of paying for your name on there? But I was like, that's kind of cool. And again, you can't have Mike Hunt and all these other guys on there. But I thought that's kind of neat because some fans were like, man, that should be really cool if I'm on that list and I could show people at my comic store. Because not only do you get this for Monster and the Wolf, it will be in there when it goes retail around the world, right?
Oh, wow.
So, you'll be on that list in the UK. You'll be on that list wherever the book is sold in the world. When it comes out, of course, you have to give me permission to do that. I don't want to be sued like, someone else. But your name would be on it. So, man, what bragging rights can you have when that issue finally comes out and you're in your comic book store and you hold it up and you're like, look, guys, my name.
I'm Richard.
That's it.
Yeah, Ike wins.
Yes.
Just as a reminder, you can pop the QR code. There's the link as well. How many days is it running for, Mark?
It's running through Christmas Eve night. So right when you go to bed and Santa Claus is about to come to your house, it's going to be ending. So
make sure you leave the cookies and you sign the Kickstarter.
Yes, there you go. Go check on that Kickstarter. Leave your milk and cookies, and then go to bed and get up. Yep, that's it.
That is.
I just thought that's it.
I think we need a zombies Santa cover or Krampus stomping on Santa's head.
I still might do it because I've drawn Krampus a couple of times.
Krampus.
I thought about doing it as a like a zombie Santa Claus, but you don't get it right now. And I was like, I do have some rewards. I think they're already gone though. I did have a 9.9 Bridezilla.
Yes.
And you would get it in January. And then I had a box of Halloween edition that I found a case of just 2 days ago in my garage. So I had those on there. They sold out immediately. So those you get in January. I might, if I find some other things, I might put on there that you actually get in January. So if you got a pledge of a bunch of stuff, you get those items though that are already ready. You get it in January. I'll just go ahead and ship it out. So
nice.
I might add some more of those. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a Christmas cover. I really wanted to do a Christmas cover to Monsters, but they said it wouldn't come out right. And we didn't know back because, I was asking for like the third printing. I said, would this be out before Christmas? Because I'm going to do a Christmas cover for it. And they said, Mark, it could be, what if it's like the 27th? Then no one wants it. And I was like, I'll skip it. Next year though, we're going Christmas.
They want it.
We have a question. The estimated delivery is September 2025.
Yeah, what I've done is I gave myself way much lead time that I need because I'd rather you be pleasantly surprised than very disappointed. So I have it September. I believe the story is finished, but the artwork I got about 16 pages left. I'm hoping to get it printed by May or June, and then once it's printed, it only takes about sometimes it can take 4 weeks to get printed, and then
depends on the printer and their competency at that time.
Are these printed in Canada?
No, luckily. So and also on that, I don't think I have it on the Kickstarter. I was going to put that, but I think I took it off. I'm not sure. But I will probably print up 10% more than it's supposed to, even though there's like a 200 this and 200 that. The reason would be because last time I got so many damages that I was sitting on books. I couldn't send everybody their stuff for 2 months.
Wow.
It was just like what happened was a bunch of like if somebody ordered, maybe they ordered 10 books, but 2 of them were damaged. And I'm like, well, you know, if I went through everyone and just sent them out, I'm having to double the shipping cost. So I was just waiting. They told me 2 weeks. It took them 2 months before the printer actually got them done.
Yeah.
So this time I thought about doing this. If I print 10% over, fulfill it, and anything that I have sitting over, I'll destroy. You know, I'll probably have a live YouTube where you see me ripping them up. You know,
throw them in the barrel.
You'll hole punch them and then deliver them to the hospital for kids to read.
Because you're gonna. I mean, the problem was last time I printed exactly how many I needed, and that was a problem because you know you're going to have 1 or 2 damaged out of everything, no matter what. So that's why I was like, I'll overprint, then I'll have some overages, and then to make sure that we keep that print run correct, I just we destroy the overages. So
well, you had so many variation options the first time too. That had to be tough because it's like I need 3 of these.
The printer really hated me because of that. Because when I did say, "Hey, these are damaged," I would have 1 book that they're printing back up again, and like that's a lot to do for 1 book. Now that 1 book probably cost me a fortune, but it just had to be done. I mean, you're live. I got to get those things to those people. But yeah, man, there is some weird things in that first Kickstarter. A lot of people don't realize they have books that only less than 10 were made because they would say, "Hey, I want a virgin chrome." They really are probably the only person that got that. There were very few virgin chrome made. So I had these add-ons, and this time I was like, "No, I'm not doing add-ons." Because that was confusing. Because I would order something, and then in the survey, I was like, I didn't understand what they said, and I got the wrong thing chromed. Then it would have to be, I got to order that, and it was horrible. So this one is more streamlined and easier, and I still try to make it limited enough for everybody who's like, I like things, you know, that are, you know, very limited run. So it's not, you know, mass produced thousands and thousands. So I try to keep it a little intimate that way.
Yeah, and if people, you know, can't get hold of this because it's going like hotcakes, then you know they're going to have a second go at it with KeenSpot as well.
Yeah, and I like to do things a little different. I don't like to offer the exact same cover when it comes out, but it does
which is fun.
Yeah. So I want to do something a little like when it does come out. If there is like say there's a cover that people just love, like the Japanese cover, I call it. Like if that one is just everybody loved that the most, I would want to do that one, but we change up the color of the background. We do something a little different to where it's not the exact same, so you can easily identify it as that was the Kickstarter version. This is the KeenSpot version. Yeah, so you know, I think I owe it to my backers because I'm trying to make this experience the best that it is, and I think that the Kickstarter people from last year, they're very happy. I mean, some of those books they bought for $22, they resold for $700 on eBay.
Oh yeah.
So some of them are very happy.
Kickstarter book prices are. I mean, the KeenSpot prices are pretty weighty, but the Kickstarter stuff is really. But I mean, it goes not only to the popularity, but also just the rarity of a lot of those books.
Yeah, because they're so rare. I mean, there's just honestly, I looked the other day because I was trying to gauge what the print run would be, and I want to say, no book at all was printed over 100 last time, right? Wow. Because it was open editions. I didn't have a limit. It's just they never hit that limit. They never hit. Like I had some, I'd say only 66 will be made, but only 10 sold. Well, I didn't want to print all 66. I don't want to take them to cons and all that. Now I guess I kind of wish I'd done that because
it's a learning process.
Yeah, I said I'm going to only make 10 because I thought, you know what, it's more special to them because those people that backed it. I mean, dude, that last Kickstarter was there's so many people to thank on that one because man, there was people that gave thousands and didn't know hardly who I was, you know, and it was like, I like this art. I don't care if this is going to be worth something one day. I like enough to back it. So those guys, man, and they're the guys from my Discord, Brian McClay, y'all know
Yep.
that guy, he's amazing. He was talking about my stuff last year when the Kickstarter and got me a lot of people going over to it at that time. So there's a lot of guys like that, and they're dear to my heart because, man, I didn't know. The reason the Kickstarter was done last year is I was broke. I had no work coming in, right? So that Kickstarter was to support me for another month or two.
Money can be a driving factor.
And this year, man, it's just been it's crazy. Monsters has blown up. It's almost like I'm in a coma somewhere, and this is the truth. So, man, I'm just so amazed. I can't believe it. And I get to wake up and draw monsters and superheroes all day. Who wouldn't?
We have a question from Legion Comics, a friend of the channel. Mark, how does it feel to be the breakout artist of 2024? You really stole the show in the second half here.
I don't know. It's just it's crazy. Because it's weird because I'm not doing anything different. The stuff is, I've been doing this stuff for years. It's just finally it's one of those weird things where you just got in front of the right people, right? And it just it took off that way.
Right place, right time.
Yeah, but because when the Kickstarter book was done, I sent it to those people. And honestly, I wasn't even thinking about getting it published because every publisher said it wasn't good. They didn't like it. Wow. They said the art style's too weird, or the story is hard to follow. All these excuses, and I went everywhere with it. And after a while, you start going, it's not good then, right? But fans would read it and say, Mark, I love this. So I thought, well, maybe I can find someone to publish it. I probably wouldn't make any money out of it.
You go.
But at least it'll get the story out there, and it did. Dude, it's just crazy what happened. And again, last year I'm looking for work, can't get none. Earlier this year was kind of the same way, and then now I'm having to turn down jobs.
Like I said, Keenspot better have a Mark Spears statue in their lobby next time. You see that.
So I would ask, is fan adulation enough, or would you like to see maybe a Mark Spears getting nominated for like an Eisner, or where would you like to see that going?
Awards are great, but it's like I don't know. I mean, I've won like an Artist of the Year for a Rondo for my horror stuff a couple years ago. It didn't get me any work.
Didn't move the needle for you.
It changed that for me. But you know what? Awards are great if they're voted on by the fans or something. That's awesome. It touches me more like to hear Dom say, Mark, I read this and I loved it. But I like that even more than there's a lot of guys who'll say, hey, I love your artwork. I love your covers. That's great. But if you read the book, dude, this was a passion project. I put blood, sweat, and tears inside the story. And for them to actually like it, it's just it's almost like when you're a kid and you do something, for your parents to look at, and you're just hoping they'll like it, and they'll be like, man, this is awesome. And that's what I get out of it. So awards are great. I don't expect to win any. I think people kind of crazy when they're like, man, you should be up for cover of the year, or you should be in like artist of the year.
I've seen some of those nominees before, and I kind of, I think the adulation you're getting from, just the numbers on this Kickstarter. Yeah, just the reception the book has gotten in general from the larger comic community is
again, it's just those things just touch me when people, and when I meet them like at the comic book stores or conventions, and they're like, Mark, I read it. And the biggest thing I'm hearing is they're like, Mark, I gave up on comics. Don't like them. I'm done with comics. I read this and now I'm back into comics again. And that just touches my heart, because I'm like, wow, they really resonate something there with them, that they like the story so much. They're wanting to hang around and see where it goes. So that's great. That's all I want. At the end of the day, I just want to be able to have a roof over my head and to be able to eat a couple of meals and to work. if the like I said, the money, getting all the work and stuff is great, but it's being comic artist kind of tough. But I just want to do the work, and at the end of the day, I can sit back 10, 20 years from now and say, wow, look what I did. Look at what that was awesome, and people loved it, and that's what I want.
Yeah, it's great. It's great that you get to bring your stuff to life,
and it's
well.
great to have vampires that don't sparkle.
Yeah.
no sparkling shiny vampires. Actual real vampires.
Like I said,
I would not be opposed to action figures. I would love to see some Mark Spears Monsters action figures.
Well, you know what I like?
Go talk to your buddy Todd.
Let me tell you something. You know what I would like to see, Mark? I'm going to be honest with you right now. Since you're doing Spawn for Todd, you're with Image, this and that.
Here it comes.
You're a G.I. Joe fan. Reach out to Kirkman. Maybe we'll get a 5-issue limited series. Zartan is my favorite character. I would love to see that right now. I would love to see that artwork on freaking Zartan.
I reached out to Skybound when I heard about what was it, Cobra Commander and Duke #1 last year at this time. I tried every way I could do it. I could not get any work over there, but things have changed a little bit. So
the scales are getting a little more balanced.
I would love to see Monsters get optioned by A24. A24 does great work.
One thing I can say, because a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, and I'm not able to talk about them. But one thing, because Nick said it the other day, I think on a show or something, I can't remember which one it was, maybe on Wednesday. Nick, the president of Dynamite, he let it out of the bag that I'm going to become the Silverhawks cover A artist from here on out. When Silverhawks comes out. I asked for that. I'm a big Silverhawks fan and Thundercats fan, and they said, hey, if you're passionate about it, and so look out for some Silverhawks.
That Thundercats cover is nice.
Yeah,
as well.
Very nice.
I'm interested in that character. I want to know.
There's more of that to come. I'm not going to make an announcement because Nick didn't say it, but let's just say there's more Thundercats out there. So come, you'll see.
Ooh.
But I'm a big fan of
versus Thundercats.
I would love to do G.I. Joe, at least one issue of Transformers, things like that would be.
I'm going to put that in there. You're going to get the Energon Universe version of Zartan, 5-issue in the series. You're going to do it, and Kirkman's going to love it. There you go.
Dom says so.
Dom says so. When Dom says it, it happens.
Yep. Awesome.
I think it'll be a good time for me to open the cards.
Oh, do you want to do the giveaway first?
We can do the giveaway.
And then do the card break.
I'll give you a minute or so to enter that into the chat. Get entered.
Yep, if you entered it before, it should be in there.
Yeah, we currently have 23 entries, 55 people watching.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Give another 10 seconds and then I'll run it. All right, first, everybody. First winner. Let's see.
And which one is this for?
This is for cover A. Cosmic. One, congrats.
There you go.
Yeah, Cosmic. There you go, Cosmic.
Like what? Cover A.
Good job, Cosmic.
And the next one is for this one. This was the this had the least amount of printings, correct?
Yep, sure did. And everybody calls it the wrong thing. They say Dark Shadow homage. It's called Dark Shadow. It's not an homage to anything. It's just
it's not.
he cut some people up in the book, so that's the only.
Oh, that was great. Is he part of Division 13?
No, he's part of the Overlord or the Overman. I'm sorry, Overman. He's so he's part of this terrorist group.
Nice.
You will see more of Division 13 later on.
See, this is what happens when you read comics. You know stuff, guys. Read a comic. Read Mark Spears Monsters.
Hey, wings of silver, nerves of steel, silver.
All right, you want to run the second one, Bruce?
Second one. Let's go.
I got this Moonstar. I went and
Oh,
got
that's
this
awesome.
the night
Super
I
Seven,
found
right?
out I was doing Silverhawks. I went and got that.
Yeah.
David Garcia, are you here?
Super 7 is really good with their stuff.
Oh yeah, they got some great stuff there.
They really do.
Are you here, David Garcia? If so,
David
pop into the
Garcia.
chat. Say hi. We'll give you a short little grace period because of possible lag.
Possible lag.
Paging David Garcia.
David Garcia. I'm thinking of paging Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Herman, Mr. P.W. Herman.
Maybe
I'm
we
a
need
David's
a
collection.
large Marge
Got it,
cover.
David.
Oh, large Marge.
Large
Large Marge.
Marge.
Tell large Marge sent
I
you.
can see
Large
large
Marge.
Marge as a zombie.
Large.
All right.
We're not getting any David here.
No.
And winners. 19 Cohiba. I just saw you a little while ago. You still here?
He's still here.
Yeah, he was here.
He was here.
I feel like we're having a seance. Are you
Yeah.
here?
Are you
When I
here?
feel your presence.
He was there a couple
Are
minutes
you
ago.
evil? There he
There
is.
we
There he is.
Hey.
Reach out to Bruce. Throw your IG and email up
Here
there,
we go.
Bruce.
Kingdom of Nerds _ on Instagram. You can find me. Congrats for the winners.
Reach out to Bruce and he will ship those on out to you.
Hey, David, just go ahead. David Garcia just applied.
Sorry.
Bruce, I'm going to send you some stuff next week that you can give away and stuff like that. I got some
Fantastic.
cool little things like that. Because, dude, without shows like this, I don't think Monsters as a success as it is. Y'all let a lot of people know about it, and I want to help support the channel. So I'll get you
Appreciate
address
it.
and I'll send some stuff out
Yeah,
next week. I got a lot of little cool things.
you can do a lot of
very much, Mark.
advertising. You can do a lot of advertising, but word of mouth is still the best way to go
Yeah,
when it comes to
the
things like
comic find is fun because things make their way from maybe YouTube over to a Discord chat or vice versa over to IG, and there's this weird Venn diagram of all the all the comic grapevine.
You know, and it's great to have a channel and people on a channel that have a passion and love of comics and collecting and cards and 80s stuff and animation. It's just great to be around these people. And we thank you for being here.
Oh, I appreciate it. I thought about the other day. I was like, I want to help these comic channels. There's a lot of guys out there. There's about 4 that I just love. I watch all the time. This one, I watch Brian's stuff. If y'all know, what is it? Pop Culture Philosophers, Robbie. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that one. Robbie used to work for me when I owned a comic book store. Spider Slayer. What's his name? Comic Corner 2.0.
Oh, Mike. Yeah, Mike.
Love
Yeah, Mike's a good guy.
Yeah. So I was sitting there thinking, I know at least 4 of these channels. What if I did an exclusive cover to each channel and sent you guys the books? Y'all give them away. Do whatever you want to with it. If you want to auction them or something to help support the channels, because hey, I know you got a StreamYard and all these fees, right?
Yeah,
But
a little bit of overhead.
I was like, what would that be like? So I was sitting there thinking, what if I did a cover of a monster? He's watching TV. Maybe the TV's already knocked over. It's messed up. It's smoking, but he's got a remote. And then I put, so it'd be the same frame like that, but each TV would be different for y'all's channels, right? Your channel,
that'd be
would be you
awesome.
guys on it. A lot, like Robbie's channel, Mike Spider's channel would be on that. And I was like, that would be neat. And we could keep them limited like to 50, you know, get them made and I'll send them over. And here's the thing. The only thing would be, I would ask is you guys have to sign them too. I'll sign them. I want you guys to sign them and then put them out there. Because to me, I think that just, that just sums up everything about what Monsters is to me. Is like,
That's a great
that's
idea,
what
Mark.
I wanted. It's
Awesome.
a community.
It might need to be oversized because if Dom signs it, he's gonna sign the whole thing. DOM.
No, I want to. Listen, Mark, it'd be kind of cool. You make all the guys in the YouTube channels monsters too.
Yeah, I could do that.
Can you make Renovisions the monster watching and yelling at the TV? Marco, let Dom speak.
Oh, I gotta have Marco in it. Pete, I gotta have everybody in there. So what we'll do, we'd get a little screenshots of like these little boxes like this, and I would draw them all up and do it. But I had that idea the other day, and I was like, man, that would be cool. It wouldn't cost much, and that would just be so cool that those editions exist out there in the world, right? And I think your fans would like it who watch. You could do giveaways of them, however you want to do it. And I said, man, that would be so cool to see when them pop up on eBay, because they would go for a lot. But everybody signed on it and everything. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
I could just be an older Wolfman.
Yo, the Domtober special.
Yep.
But
I'm gonna.
Great idea, Mark. I like it.
That would be a lot of fun.
Fantastic. That'd be a lot of fun. Bruce, you want to do your? You want to crack that pack?
Sure.
That's me.
Yeah, let's take a look at these.
Because Mark, you had a lot of experience in the card market with putting out cards and working on cards.
I did Upper Deck, Rittenhouse, all these different ones. Actually, the other day, Topps reached out to me and wanted me to do some digital cards and some physical stuff later on for Marvel stuff. So I might do it. If the price is right and everything, I think I'll probably do something like that, because a lot of people will go, man, I want to see you do Venom, Spider-Man, all that kind of stuff. So that'd be kind of a little fun thing to do that wouldn't take a lot of time. So,
all right, here we go. First up,
there he is.
Looking sad again.
So very sad.
He has a case of the Mondays.
Ooh.
It's the Minotaur.
Minotaur, yeah.
No, that's just a barbarian, I think. That's
he doesn't have a...
It's hard to see because of the reddish, but no, it's just
I see the face. Okay, I see the face.
Yeah, we got
Here you go, Wolfman.
Wolf.
There you go.
Ooh. Cyclops.
Yep.
Oh, that is cool.
That's a retro. So the ones with border and stuff like that are made on the old 80s card stock.
Wax pack feel too.
Wax pack feel, yep.
The Night Watcher. Daughter of Dracula.
Oh,
yeah.
Oof. That's great.
We just saw her on that cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is nice.
Interesting. Sabal.
That's actually a scene from number 2. Number 3. I'm sorry, you saw him in number 2 running.
He was running up behind the Slayer.
Yeah,
he's on the cover of the incentive.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. Yes,
it's really nice. Ooh, look at this. Slayer and the Wolfman.
Yeah, that's how there you can see it now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like this retro look of the cards, actually.
Yeah, I love anything that's the vintage like that. Just is awesome looking. So that's the current card stock of the same card, the same character. So see how the newest one don't have any border or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a little thicker stock and stuff.
Ooh. Bride and the Monster.
Yep, that's nice. She's getting a haircut, man. She's getting a haircut.
Yes,
yeah.
Baby. Yes.
Those are going to be rarities.
Wolf.
That's
I like that one. That's nice.
I like the green. The green.
The green is great.
Green's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might actually use that as a cover one day. I really like that one.
Look, it's Michael Jackson. Oh wait, sorry.
Oh, damn.
Where's his nose?
Reminds me of the old guy in Poltergeist that comes to the door.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh God, I love that. I love that. The preacher.
Yes.
He scared me as a kid.
Oh, me too, man.
Scares me now.
That smile he had.
Yeah.
There's your dad.
Nice.
Yep. There he is. Babe.
There he
Come
is.
here, son.
Yeah.
Botox, anyone?
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to be a character. It looks like the either the Phantom or the Dr. Jekyll.
Dr. Creepy.
Dr. Creeper.
That's people started using that as a meme during COVID. when that shot and it said, "Come here." It does.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Vaccine.
the Hatter.
Mad
Fantastic.
Hatter.
That's a good picture.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
that's
nice.
a panel from the comic. Some of these I actually took straight from the comic when I was making these. So that's actually issue 7 or 8, I think.
Ooh.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Now this is the
Oh,
black and white
yes.
versions. Yeah, we have black and white
That's nice.
variant of these cards too.
Vampire and the 3.
Ooh, there you go. I
Brides.
like that.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Brides, Dracula.
Yeah, I'm very happy with Bride's covers.
Yep, you are. Anything with boobies, man. You see?
Ooh.
I know.
You know what?
I
I
know my wheelhouse.
I'm a big fan of foils.
Ooh.
Oh
nice.
yeah, there's the foil version.
Foil.
Yep.
Foil.
And you were smart enough to give a little something for everybody. You got a redhead, a brunette, and a blonde.
That's fine.
Hey, just keep it a living. Just suppose it can Mark answer a question about the Kickstarter.
Sure, you can ask if you want to ask.
What is it?
Yeah.
This is can Mark
Yeah.
answer a question about the Kickstarter? I
Yep.
just
Yeah,
put it in
we'll see
order.
if he puts in the question here.
Oh, okay. He's just asking if he'd ask the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, ask
Oh, I
Billy
like the
there.
concepts. Those concept cards are fun.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Then on the back,
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's a puzzle piece. Yep.
Ooh.
Collect
Oh.
all that. Make a big.
I love the old school puzzles on the back of cards.
Yeah. Again, I took that and created those, and it's just it touched people's
Ooh, that's nice.
nostalgia thing. And I think that's what's happened with Monsters. I just used the same stuff I did over there on the trading cards. Like, hey, I'm going to make this as nostalgia as I can a little bit, and that's just what paying off, right? The black and white. I knew people like that from the cards. I have black and white flashbacks, the foil, the character, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, but the comic's bringing a heart to him, which is nice.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's great. Plus, with doing the trading cards, I was so used to drawing so many drawings per year because I'd have like 150
Oh, I like that character.
Yeah. See, that's another original character that I got in my Rolodex that I could say, let's get this one out,
Yeah.
throw them in there.
That's cool.
That's actually pretty cool. I like that.
And there's him in the
Come
snow.
on.
So that was kind of prerequisite to what I did now. It was like my first snow one.
Is it like the same type of like the Quasimodo type of
Yeah.
jumpsuit? Yeah.
Yep.
ooh, it's the bride.
Right, swim with a mohawk.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I remember drawing her on those cards. I was like, oh man, because the hair, you can't put 2 white strands of hair in it, right? Because that's universal. They require you to put more. And then it's like, then you have to be like, where did I put the hair last time? Where's the white streaks? And it's just like, so yeah, I'm like, yeah, shaving that head. Igor's going to do the hair cutting too.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, look at this guy.
This is cool.
Yeah, a lot of people like that guy. When I did that post on Instagram, he was a big hit.
You know what this reminds me of?
Palpatine.
It's Palpatine.
It reminds me of the episode of Buffy. It was called, what was it? Hush.
Oh, the gentleman.
Oh,
Yes.
with the,
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, the
Yeah, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So
Yep.
Oh,
the gentleman, the quiet issue, the quiet episode.
Yeah,
There you go.
love a good.
Hey,
stuff.
there you go, Joe. One eye, 2 boobs.
Why not? There you go, man.
don't worry, she'll still see you coming, Joe.
Right, yeah, exactly.
she has the proper number where they belong. Although I will accept a Total Recall 3 boobies.
There you go.
I thought about doing a Total Recall kind of thing. I might one day. That's a tough thing, though, man.
Where's the Mommy Dearest cover? You did that card you just picked up? Look at Mommy Dearest.
Yeah,
stuff.
kind of, yeah.
Pirate.
Oh, pirate.
That's Captain Rattlebones.
Pirate.
Yeah, I have zombie pirates. I have so many characters from these cards that are so fun. It's like I have all these little, I got a big sandbox basically.
That's nice.
And
Oh,
one of the
That's cool.
in one of the card sets, don't you have like a pharaoh or like a Egyptian?
Yeah, the very first he's had the mummy's daughter with an Egyptian guy, like a sorcerer, and a guy with a gold mummy kind of head
Headdress.
thing.
Yeah.
Oof.
I thought so.
There we
Yeah, I
go.
would like to do that. Might be something I do in the future. Again, is like the mummy. I'd like to get into all that history, because
Please
that
do.
could be a whole book, a whole one shot or something of the mummy.
I would love that. I love the Mummy is my jam. As far as
Great.
I like the mummy, and I think that's honestly you could do a whole mini series of just the mummy, and finding it, and So I'm a big mummy, the movie fan and stuff.
And Mike Syke just put out the.
That's good. That's from Interior Panel. Right.
Yep.
And
That's
actually,
the,
that would be,
Impaling
that's the
Blood.
cover for the number 2 second printing. It's the colored version like that of the black and white that's inside. Yeah.
I like that, man. I saw. I was like, oh shit, they killed Vlad.
There he is.
And that's one of the
Nice.
3D covers that I
Yeah.
use.
Mhm.
That guy will show up eventually in Monsters, I know.
Whoa. I'm gonna have to put up a disclaimer. You may be triggered by this card. Whoa.
Come on.
Whoa.
Well,
The
nice.
Spider-Man from Mars, I think that's what
This is
those are.
great. Yes.
Yeah.
Are we going to see that?
I always love a field of blue with red eyes. Always.
Are we gonna see
Joe,
that?
there's
So
a
damn
question. A
So
question
we're
in the
gonna-
chat. Joe.
That Just Keep Living posted is. question.
There we go. So he ordered a number 2 set, and I chose number 1 set as an add-on. Well, I still get my Wonder and 1 set, even though it was not the main reward.
Oh yeah,
If-
yeah. Everything you
Yeah.
get your.
Yeah.
But so you basically will get 4 books. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, normally after you put in the payment information and everything like that, it normally kicks off an email, and it will give you a summary of everything.
Yeah.
The reward and the add-ons of everything.
I probably have 7 emails to I kept adding stuff on throughout the day.
I have to filter my emails because I get 8 million. I mean, at one point I had, I think,
There.
28 Kickstarters funded at one time.
Wow.
They're still going in various phases. And
Oh, I like this.
You should have
Dick.
underneath your name, Joe. Joe, you have a Kickstarter Unite. You should Kickstarter, man.
Kickstarter extraordinary.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
have to go out and buy card sleeves tomorrow.
I'll send you some.
Oh, is that a chrome one? Oh,
Yeah.
I love the chrome. They were kind of expensive to produce, but they just look so good. I love the
Mhm.
look to 'em.
Oh, I like this. Concepts.
Now look, that was a concept. Back then. I was even thinking of getting her a different haircut. That doesn't have a mohawk though. But
No, that's short hair.
I like it though.
I was
That's
like,
good.
I'm tired of this hair, so I did that picture just to see what it would look like. But the
Kind of
mohawk,
a
yes.
kind of
No,
a
it still
tank girl
looks-
look.
It still looks good.
Yeah. It still looks good.
The mohawk would give her a good silhouette. Like if you saw her down a hallway, it's her coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
This is like every woman in the bar at 4 a.m.
That's all for us.
Those are my kind of ladies.
Gotta hope they're ladies.
Oh, the Death Shadow. There.
Death
Oh
Shadow.
man, that said Death Shadow. Did I name him wrong in the comic? Did I? It's
Yeah.
in the comic, doesn't it?
The
I think it's-
shadow.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look in the comic, man.
It's Dark Shadow.
The dark
Dark
shadow.
Shadow in the comic. In
Yeah,
the cards.
yeah.
There you go. That's probably a $500 card.
That's a
Sell
rarity
it.
now. That's a
There you go.
rarity.
Card.
There you go. Cards
That's
up in
better
the-
than a mole.
There we go.
That's better than a mole.
Error card.
Yeah, that's better than a mole. So Mark got the name wrong, guys. This should be
Error
worth $2,000.
Error card.
I'll do one more. I don't know if you want me to do all the packs or just
I'll just do one more.
I'll do one more. Oh,
Because it's fun. It's fun to see it's fun to see the existing characters, but it's fun to see some of the other characters too.
Oh wow.
Because I'm sure
bet.
when they eventually some of them pop up somewhere else, in your books, it's going to be fun to remember.
Who's
Oh yeah,
that?
I remember.
Now, who's
that
this?
That's a demon. She's the. What does it say on the back?
the Hell
queen?
Queen.
The
character.
Hell
I think I dated her in 11th grade.
Yeah, like you dated anybody.
Nah, I got my ring.
Oh, okay.
I've been locked up for 20 years.
There we go.
That right there was done
The
because
final
someone-
girl.
I was told to Drew for a company. They was going to use this on something. Then they sit there and said, we don't want it. We're going to do a buyout of it. And I said, no, don't even buy it. I'll just use it for something. And that's what went in that. So
Yeah, there's a
Read
movie
the
called
artwork.
Final Girls that just came out recently. I wonder.
Huh. Yeah, I think
Interesting.
there's a machete there. I thought there was a hockey mask or something. I put all the kinds of stuff in that one. I can't really see it. It might have got.
Yeah.
It's like a older version of
Porter
Buffy.
took it out.
Yeah, I
camera
see the
thing
machete
panicking.
poked in next to her.
Yeah.
Poked into the ground next to her.
There we go. Two-headed character.
Yeah, there's Double Trouble. You'll see him.
I love it. Reminds me of George Animal Steel.
Yes. But yeah, he shows up in the series already.
Hatter.
There's a Hatter again. Yep.
Hey, look, Gunslinger just put 100% almost to 100K.
Wow.
Wow. Well, I'll take a look at it after I look at the cards. The pirate again.
There's another. Yep, another pirate.
Ooh.
I would love to do something with zombie
There we
pirate.
go.
'Cause I just love look at that one.
Mr.
That's
Hyde.
That's fun.
That'll have
That'd
to make
be
cover.
fun 3D.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would.
That one would make a good glow in the dark.
I want to ask Ken Spot if that's possible because I'd love to do a glow in the
Oh,
dark.
sure.
I did
Glow in the
a
dark,
Ghost Ride. I mean, I had that Ghost Ride. Remember that one, glow in the dark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The head. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's actually going to be the
Keiko's
cover for
Bill.
issue
Love it.
4.
I like that.
4. Yeah.
Keiko's Bill.
I like that.
I will say this. I've opened, 3 packs, and there aren't a lot of doubles.
I think you've only had 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Join us.
Yeah, that's my family
Family
portrait.
portrait there.
Nice little
That's
glamour
it.
shot.
Yeah, that Sears, JCPenney's portrait there.
Yep.
Owings Mills. Yeah.
Monsters Moon. Cover A.
That's the
Yeah,
that's from
yeah.
cover A. Yep.
That's the NWA cover, man. Back in the
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying that's NWA. I was like, dude, I was drawing it like a guy was about to be killed. That's all.
Yeah, you know what? I
Oh,
forgot
it's
to
good.
mention about the Kong. You know, the Kong stuff that you did, which that just brought it to my attention. I forgot to mention about that because you did some.
Yeah,
really
well, he's called I think Call or something in mine because I got it. Oh, that was a 4, wasn't it?
This
Because
one?
he has
Oh. Yeah,
Kong,
called Uncovering.
Yeah.
Cowering.
uncowering Call.
Yes.
And he has a white streak in his hair just to avoid any confusion.
There you go.
There
Yeah.
you go. He's got that rogue white streak in his head.
Whoa. No,
But those
nobody
large
said rogue
primates
here.
like blondes. You
Yeah.
know that.
I might have him
Another-
show up one day in the book. He was originally going to be in the very first part where they were actually going to what was it? They were going to be over there at Dr. Maru's island. That's where he lived or something.
I saw that. I was like, ooh, Dr. Moreau's Island.
Oh yeah, that will be brought up later. Yeah, there's a Dr. Maru and
Oh,
some
yeah.
animals.
Tyrant. Infernal Tyrant.
Kind of a Red Hulk type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Oh, Invisible Man.
Oh.
Yes.
It's fun.
Lord
Such a
Rain
fun
comes
character.
the Invisible Man.
Yeah, he'll be making an appearance. Actually, he's been in the book the whole time. Y'all
You
just
can't see me.
Can't see me.
That's
can't
fun that
see
you don't
me.
really need a reference. You can look different every time.
Exactly.
Can't see me.
You can't see me.
Played by John Cena in the movie.
That's awesome.
Well, is that true? Because I mean, maybe it's somewhere in the book you see feet prints and you don't know whose they are. And maybe
Wouldn't that be, you know what? Stick. I might do that. I might actually start putting them in the other ones, and you don't know what. Maybe just a voice in the background, and you just you'll go back and be like, "Dude, he was in it in issue 4, and I didn't even know it."
well, like in this,
Just
like in
somebody
this book-
giggling in the woman's room.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know, if he's naked, he's clothed, he's something. You know, he's naked someplace. Running around.
Well, I mean, there's in the Invisible Man Returns, the old movie. There's a section where he's in the snow and all you can see is his footprints
Yeah.
going along.
Ooh,
That's
that
Joe's
I like
superpower.
Nice.
The
I
Invisible
might
Man.
put it in Monster and the Wolf because there's all that snow. Maybe you'll see these
Yeah.
footprints and they're like, "Who's that?" They have
Yeah.
no
El
idea.
Mariachi.
Yep.
Bride.
The bride.
Ooh, what's this?
A sandwich floating by.
Whoa.
Whose submarine sandwich is this?
This is wow. All right, I'm gonna show this last.
All right.
Wow. So,
Oh, the Man of Bronze.
yep.
That's cool.
It's the Doc.
Now
What's
here it
the-
is. The
All
right,
main
the
course of the packs that I opened. It's a 1 of 1.
Oh, really?
Oh, he found a
You know what it is? It's a plate.
Oh.
Oh,
nice.
that is cool.
Oh, you got a mummy.
No, it's it's kind of like a mummy. It's the ever living brain. It looks more like Jello, the regular card does.
This
The
is
printing
freaking
plate.
awesome.
I got a
Yeah,
few
it's
of those.
1 of 1. Only
The
one.
ever living
One of
atomic
one.
brain. All right.
Nice. Score.
Nice.
Yeah, those are kind of hard to come by.
Wow.
I saw some selling on eBay for hundreds because it's in those small boxes. You might get one. You might buy 10 boxes, get none. You just never know.
Yeah, they're
There's,
random. They're random.
440 printing plates existed because 110, but of a blue, a red,
Wow.
a yellow. So out of all those existing, only one exists of blue of that character. So he got it.
So now
That's
no one
awesome.
can complete the set because Brucifer had the one that if a person needs it,
Yep. Everybody wants to get all colors of that guy. He has it.
he can retire. Oh yeah, wait, he's retired already. So there you go.
I'm already retired. What do you
Ah,
want?
cool.
A
Well,
well-deserved retirement.
You need to go back to work, Bruce, because I gotta make some money on this Kickstarter, man. You gotta.
Listen, if you need an assistant on the side, I'll work for free. I'll work for free.
You know how to bag and board?
I can bag and board.
Gemini boxes.
I'm not gonna
like-
put them
You
upside
like paper
down
cuts?
backwards.
Yo, he's doing customer service. He can call the phone. Goes, your order's on the way. Your order's on the way.
Bruce does a lot of things on the side. So you know.
Hey,
I will neither confirm or deny that statement, Styx.
Well, there you go.
Well, Mark,
All you
we
need to know.
loved it. We loved having you on tonight. It was
Yeah.
great.
Blast,
You
man.
came here for this launch. Congratulations again.
congratulations.
You're killing it,
so
Mark. You're killing
well. Anything else you want to plug, or I know
No.
you've had your hands full for the most
Yeah, I mean-
part.
We really didn't talk about like the free comic book day that was just announced.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you
no.
got
Oh
Free
yeah,
comic book
that's
day coming out
that's
as
coming
well.
out. What that'll be first week of May, I guess.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
the story in December, the end of December. So what I did there was I had already had this whole story about 20 pages that was going to be part of Monster and the Wolf, and then I was like, I knew that I had to do that, and I was like, man, I don't want to put something out that ain't great. So I was like, this is already really good. It was a whole subplot with this clown called Mr. Funny Bones. I might have a card of him somewhere. Let me see.
Got a picture there, that little one in stereo.
I don't think I have.
Oh, there you go.
But I did that one.
I'm done.
The reason I did that cover was because I was like, well, it's kind of like the #1, and it'd be a little different. And I didn't know what monster was going to be included yet in the story. But this is going to
11
be
months.
the 0 to where it's before the events of #1, and it's going to be Slayer will be in it. And it's almost like, man, I'm trying to think. I think it starts maybe just like a couple of panels before #1. So he's gonna get information that he needs to go and talk to Fat Tony. So it'll have that in there. It has a clown in it. So it's gonna be pretty fun. I think it'll be good. I can't wait because it gets a lot of exposure, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, is there any? Now, some books do it, some don't. Are there any incentives for the free comic book day, or no?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would hope they do. If they do that, because I already have covers ready to go of that clown that I was like, that's going to be in it. And I was like, oh man, I didn't put the clown on it because I wanted it to be recognizable as the monster book. But if they do that, I got one ready to go that I'll throw on. So we'll see. I'll talk to KinSpot. I think they might do an incentive of it.
Because they usually have like a 1 in 100, like every 100 copies. They have
Something like that. Yeah.
But
that's right, Big Anthony, not Fat Tony.
Yes.
Joey Bag of Donuts.
Yeah.
Joey Bag of Donuts.
Somebody was
T-shirt,
asking
Tough
me.
Tony. There you go.
Somebody was asking me, like, how do you come up with that kind of stuff, Mark? How do you? And I was like, dude, I'm driving my car or something, and I'll just be talking to myself like that. I'll be doing dialogue in my head. And I said, that would be so. If it's funny to me, I don't know if it translates well, but I thought that's funny to me that he keeps saying, "You mean Big Anthony?" He goes, "No, man, Fat Tony. Where is Tony?"
Yeah.
That's my humor.
You know how many people I know
I like
named Fat
That's
Tony?
good.
Well, I also know people tight T-shirt, Tough Tony. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Oh, and Fat Tony, or at least his head, will be making a cameo later on because he told him, he said, "Man, you better not be messing with me. I'm coming back."
Yeah, so there you go.
He's gonna be coming back.
That's nice.
Well, again, thank you for being here tonight, Mark. We really appreciate
Awesome,
it.
man. Thank you.
Hanging out as long as you did. Again, congratulations. It's a great holiday gift having this Kickstarter kick off as well as it did.
Thank you all guys for all your support on this. It's just been amazing. I couldn't do it without places like this, getting the word out and stuff. And what you did last year, like you said, you hadn't just talked about it this year. You talked about it, before. So I appreciate it, guys. Everything you do. Even if it's not my stuff, I appreciate all this stuff because man, it keeps comics going. It keeps this world going that I can actually go to and make a living in and stuff. So I love it. Every time you talk about any kind of comic books, it helps. So keep it going.
Thank you.
Awesome. Again,
success could not come to a better guy. We're very happy for you.
Yeah.
We know you've been banging around in this world for a while, and everyone deserves a break.
Overnight
great
success
content.
for 30 years. This
Hey, what's a couple of decades?
Better late than never.
Exactly.
Yep.
It came when it was supposed to. It did what it needed to do, and we're happy. for it.
No one deserves it more than the son from the heart of Dixie.
Oh, Bruce.
There we go.
Get him another book now, man. I'm gonna get you extra stuff.
He's buttering your cornbread big time, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Long as it's crackling cornbread, we're good.
Oh, man.
Hopefully you liked the show tonight, everybody. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to Renovision, please do so. Bruce has a channel, Kingdom of Nerds. Bruce has shows on Sunday and Monday, and you have
Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday, yeah, whenever he goes. But we do the other comic show on Sundays where we look through a lot of comics, and we like talking comics, and we'll do it as often as we can. Styx has a channel up there as well. Check him out. I have a channel where I toss up some of my spotlights every now and then in a little more digestible format. So go check it out. Awesome. On the channel, the SNS boys will be on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, not 9 o'clock. They're in Arizona, and their time zones are weird. So
they just don't change.
They don't change.
Yeah, that's weird for the rest of us. So check out SNS. Always a good time. Matt and Kyle, I'm sure, have something cooked up. I'm sure they'll be talking more about the first annual Renovision Awards that they're doing on the 28th of December.
Hosted by me. I will be hosting.
Awesome.
Yeah, Bruce apparently is hosting, as he found out tonight. Tales of the Dark Side for all things Star Wars on Sundays at 9:30, and the Attack Show, the totally awesome, coolest show with Marco and Pete and Dub, is on Wednesdays at around 9:15. If Marco shuts up, it'll be 9:15. If he doesn't, it's around 9:25. It'll start.
I got my hosting shirt ready.
Oh
my God!
But nonetheless. It's a fun show to watch. Again, they talk a lot of good comics, and you get a lot of good insight on that show. So hopefully everybody, you enjoyed everything tonight. Mark, again, Thank you very much. Very
Thank
gracious of you
Thank you.
spending
Thank you.
spending your Black Friday for 3 hours or whatever with us here. We definitely appreciate it.
Hey, listen, it's Black Friday or Brown Friday. Remember?
Oh, Jesus. You're gonna get us canceled again.
It is true. It is a day where
Please.
it is a day where the plumbing gets clogged the most.
Yep.
So thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks again, Mark, and we will be back to see you all next week.
The qualified. The qualified. The qualified.